Hey, what's going on, everyone? Xbox All In channel, host Sega Forever here. Welcome to the podcast. This is the Wrecking Crew podcast, and we're going to be kicking it off on Friday nights, like I said in my previous video. Luckily, right now we have Fireboss on board, who is nice enough to join me. I know for a lot of people probably won't be watching this live, but if you do join us live, welcome to the podcast. I know time difference is a thing, and like I said to Fireboss, thanks for coming. Hopefully, a couple of the other guys, I've sent the links out. They know we're having the podcast, but hey, man, everybody's schedule is kind of crazy. Meant to do this a little bit earlier for you guys, but what ended up happening, I got caught up with my kids, which is always a good thing. Had a really good lunch that I had been planning with my son on another day, but we ended up doing it today. So we are again running this a little bit late, but for those of you guys who jump in, and hey, Fireboss, man, thanks for coming. Much appreciated. Go shout yourself out, brother.
Thanks for having me. I know I've always stated that one of these days, I should do a show uh, with you and everything. And this here has to be what now, number three, the third time.
Yeah, bro. It's been about three times. I think maybe a couple more times though, right? Because we've been off and on, like, and then of course we follow each other on social media.
Yeah. So, yeah. But either way, yeah. I go by Fireboss or just Boss. You can find me on Twitter under the same handle and everything. I'm a former indie developer. Um, by even by that design, I may say that I'm a developer, but I am not a coder whatsoever. I was more on the lines of the basically the guy who managed the team, and I worked on a lot of conceptual stuff. So I'm also a trained artist illustrator, and I've also done a lot of independent comic work as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, Twitter. Yeah, so Twitter. So yeah, so I've been all over the place, and I've dipped my toes in many different things. And so right now, eventually, I'm looking to try to creep my way back into indie development. But first things first is that I'm trying to uh, pick back up into doing graphics myself, so that that doesn't become a limiting factor, in case of issues with select personnel when I form up my next team.
Yeah, and that's a real thing, man, in the industry. You know, my daughter, she graduates this year, and she's gonna go into art, and she's looking at doing it online, and design and stuff like that. So she's looking at the local
Hmm.
university. She's planning to do that, and as a person like myself, dude, I'll just say this: I grew up reading comic books, man, appreciating it. I don't have that type of talent. I tried when I was younger, and then I realized, because I can't see in perspective for some reason. I can't make that one for one. So, I never, that's a dream that I always had. So now I see my daughter kind of realizing that dream. But yeah, that the industry now is in constant flux. That's something me and my daughter talk about a lot, right? And so what she's trying to do is she's looking kind of looking forward, right, to see what she can do in not just in the industry itself, right? Because comic books right now aren't really doing so hot, right? And she's looking at
Yeah,
doing
it really isn't.
no, it's not. And she's looking at doing anime and manga, right? And her plans are go to Japan, man. But I told her, hey, if you plan to go to Japan, you're gonna have to learn the language. She's pretty set on the culture because
What is she talking about? What's she talking about?
huh?
You guys already in Japan.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I say. She
Yeah,
has the
I'm yeah, yeah,
oh
I'm
no, go ahead, bro.
joking, but it's just that when I was stationed over there
Right.
at Schofield and everything, it just kind of felt like a lot of Japan was just really eking over into the islands.
Yeah, well, it's like that. It's been like that since the early plantation days, right? But the thing is, right, is it's even if as I think that's good for the culture shock. She won't have culture shock like some people do. But I told her, you have to be fluent. That's the thing. You have to be fluent in Japanese. There's no way around it. And it's kind of funny because she's part Japanese, right? And so she's
Oh,
already
okay.
been to Japan, dude. And it was like a culture shock because unfortunately for her, she pulls my side of the family, right, the Hawaiian side. So, she's Hapa, right? So I laugh, man, because but she went over there. But my brother pulls or her brother pulls more the mom side. right? So there were people there trying to speak Japanese to him, but they were always trying to speak English to her, to kind of like to practice their English with her, because she looks more, she looks more Western, right? But I only say that to say, yeah, dude, it's amazing to me how how multifaceted you have to be. You just can't be one thing in the industry anymore, man. You have to, and then you have to be able to sell yourself. That's something that me and her talked about. So she's gonna do the normal thing, man. She's gonna, we were in the pandemic, right? So we didn't have any cons or stuff like that. They just brought it back. So she's gonna start trying to go that route, build her portfolio and her experience through those types of venues, and of course shooting for the bigger picture. But yeah, dude, best, I know, and look, dude, I've known you for a while. I mean, we talk on social media and stuff like that and everything, man. But I know the kind of drive you have. So yeah, man. And look, dude, whatever you're doing, man, you're more than welcome to put it up on here. And then if you ever feel the need to do your podcast, we'll be there too, man. Just yeah, anything to support.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
One thing I mean, if it's okay, I can suggest for your little girl and everything is that if she's is for her for what she's trying to do and everything, it's usually best to not face the same tribulations I put myself through, where you're sitting there just always being very I guess, not having confidence in what it is that you're doing and always worrying about what other people are doing and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. You want to try to take on things with a fresh new idea or perspective. But a lot of times it just usually serves you best just jump on in, because that there is probably the best portfolio she could have is don't worry about a publisher. Don't worry about backing. Just open up your image editor of choice and just read up a few tutorials on how to do comics and how to properly size the pages and everything like that, because I know
Right.
everybody likes to order from Diamond Distribution, the little blue mark the little blue mark
Yeah.
comic pages, the A3s and stuff like that. Dude, yeah, I
Right.
used to do all that. I used to do all that before I went digital. I used to be one of the ones who used to turn my nose up at digital. I used to always be like, oh man, dude, this stuff will never last. It won't. It's only good for coloring. That's all it's good for. Is just coloring. You know, and
Yeah.
so I was a very hardcore traditionalist. But then when I started realizing that, when you're stuck working by yourself and time is of the essence
Yeah.
and everything, you find yourself where it's like, you're just at the mercy of, of how real life is. I try to, always tell my little brother this. It's like, look, this is the R universe. This is the real universe. This isn't the Marvel universe. This isn't the DC universe. This is reality. And
Yeah.
reality is going to kick your teeth in a lot more harder than say like Thanos or Darkseid. so it's a different set of rules.
You
And
know
one of
what,
the key
dude?
rules is nothing goes your way,
Dude, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you
even
this,
for
man.
rich people. Yeah.
When I look at these dudes are little hustlers, man. Her and her little crew, her and her little crew. Like she's in our club and all that kind of stuff, dude. But her and her little crew, man. It's like one day I came, I went to go pick her up, right? I came home and she's like, "Oh, Dad, can you spot me like $5?" Right? It's like, yeah, what is this for the school thing or whatever? She's like, no, no, dude, they were hawking their wares at school, man. And it's amazing to me, man, because like how I consumed like comic books and just art in general, right? Especially when it came to like not just comic books, fantasy, and any of that kind of stuff, man. Old school nerd stuff, right? But these guys, man, they got this thing down to like a science, right? they have this little section. Because I remember one time, so one time I picked her up from school, man. And she had like this bird that crapped in her hair, and she's mad and she's trying to clean it up. And then she's like, "Yeah,
Oh man, I would imagine
this
so.
bird." Well, I was laughing because I'm like, "Okay, so you're under the tree." I'm like, why did you stay there?" She goes, "Oh, that's our meeting place." And so they set up like this little bazaar with all these guys that come together, and people are like, they're like doing an exchange. People are like buying their stuff and everything like that. Some people make magnets, Some people make the the little figurines and stuff like that. It's amazing, dude. So she showed me some of the stuff she picked up from her friends, dude. They're talented. It's just a whole new. How can I put this, man? I felt like growing up, I kind of just dabbled in it, man. These guys are like creating their own little mini entrepreneurship, their mini industry. So it's amazing to watch, man. They have that drive, and I think being in being on lockdown for 2 years, especially, you know what I mean. So it's amazing, like how they're able to take that and then just kind of roll with it. But I just wanted to throw something else really quickly out there for the people that tune into this podcast. Like I said, this is actually a pop culture podcast, so there's stuff that we're going to talk about outside of gaming, but predominantly it will be Xbox centric, especially on a topic like tonight. I know we spent about 10 minutes on this. We'll roll on and get into the topics at hand, but this is the kind of stuff I wanted to do. Like when Unlimited jumps back in, I just wanted to, I actually wanted to open up the show having his quick take on Black Adam, because he's a huge DC fan, and I have not seen the movie yet, and I just wanted to kind of get his take
I've been hearing that. Yeah, I've been hearing that. This apparently on both sides of the bridge, they coming out hitting hard. Black Adam was good, and I'm hearing that Wakanda Forever is good. So it's that. And the thing about it is, like, be you DC or Marvel, it's like, you got to clap your hands and celebrate that both sides are doing good. It's just it's like, it's just like even with the gaming, be you Xbox or PlayStation. Me being Xbox, it's like, hey, that's cool. PlayStation is doing good too. That's good, because I've lived through watching platforms die and disappear. I lived through the first video game crash, and almost seeing another crash happen. We lived through it. So it's like, it's like, dude, it's like whoever you bat for, you always want to know that they're all doing good, because we know what it's like when they're not doing good and they're not selling. Because you remember before there was ever a Nintendo or Sega Master System, you remember that? Yeah, everybody actually went outside and played. It's like it's like, yeah, man. It's like you want all things for everybody to go good, because that means that there's more growth. And just to cap it off, what I was about to say about your girl and stuff, I was like, yeah, just tell her she don't have to sit there waiting on people to look at her stuff and validate that she's good enough to join them. Usually the best portfolio piece you can ever have is just do your own thing. Just do your own, just put up a little miniature site or something, or whatever it is, and just throw some some pictures on there. Go ahead and do her own little comic. Even if it's an online comic.
Well, I don't have I trust me, man, I don't have to worry. Her mom's a tiger mom. Right? So I just kind of crack up, because it's like she has to like present to the mom, like, and I'm not saying like, but the mom will ask her, okay, so how do you plan to do this? So what I do is the mom's kind of like the heavy, and I'm more on the other side, right? Just more supportive. And she comes to me because of my background, right? As a person who's been a comic book fan my entire life. And it's interesting, man. It's like she's actually gone and looked at some of the stuff that I've, things that I read when I was at stuff I recommend, which is kind of funny to get her take, because she's like, this is old, Dad. I'm like, yeah, dude, this is, look, we call it classic. They call it whatever. But I mean, and I'm glad though she's like that, because they're gonna forge they're gonna forge the future, and hopefully her generation will be the one to kind of push story and character driven stuff and get back to what comic books need to get back to be honest with you. But just really quickly, man, Hebot, are you there, my brother?
Yep.
Hey, what's up, my brother? Look, dude, I wanted to do this a little bit earlier, but I got caught up with my kids, and. But thank you for joining. But we're gonna take the podcast.
Oh, we're good. We're good. How are you, brother?
No, we're good, dude. I'm glad you could join.
What's going on, boss? How are you, my brother? How's everything for you, boss?
I'm doing all right.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you here. No,
just shut your stuff off real quick, brother.
Yeah, I'm Hebot, the most hated Xbox and YouTuber in the universe.
I become Hebot, the most powerful gamer in the universe, and then punch the screen.
The most
I'm not
hated
gonna,
ex-bodian and YouTuber in the universe.
dude. I'm not gonna lie.
You got,
Sometimes I
you got,
watch,
you got to
I
change.
watch the,
You got to learn to change your
I
voice
watched
up,
that
man. When you
reaction.
do that.
Oh,
Oh no, I was just joking. I was just joking and saying that Hebot should learn just like the actual original He-Man intro. He should talk real calm, be like, "Hello, my name is Hebot. I come from New York."
Hi, my name is Hebot, and I am an ex-bodian. My story goes far back since 2013, alongside my great friends like Sega Forever, Fireballs, New Legal, Mr. 100. And together, we fought off the evil forces of Donkey Ponyism. You know how it is. We could do a little intro like that. So I'm curious what you guys were talking about. Was there a specific subject or topic or no? Before I walked in.
Well, what we're gonna do, when we did a podcast, I was just telling people, it's a pop culture podcast. So, a lot of us do a lot of stuff besides gaming. Though the focus is gonna be on Xbox, especially what we're gonna talk about tonight. We're just gonna talk about the different narratives that are out there, right?
Right.
Because I saw your video, I saw the podcast with Sigman, I saw Erox. And it was interesting to me because, the fact that we have to do that, right? And just put the messages out there. That's basically
that we still have to do that in 22.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad.
Ridiculous.
It doesn't bother me that it's coming from the PlayStation side. We already know what they're gonna do, right? There's all kind of news about the European Commission now. Some jerk off is on his Twitter thing talking trash, and he works for them.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be looking at the deal, right? And this dude's phony. So that I understand, to be honest with you, man. It wouldn't surprise. It doesn't surprise me that they're doing that. What surprises me is the guys on our side, right, or the supposed guys on our side, right, who listen to these people, right, and then they pick up on the narrative and they start driving. And I did a video on my channel the other day, a couple days ago, I think it was.
I saw it. Very, very good video. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was irritated, and I tried to be as calm as possible. I was irritated because
it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to keep composure and be calm. When you see the fuckery going around, you're like, stop, enough. But I tell people all the time, even though they may not agree with me, but a lot of it is because of Phil himself, man. Look what he did as soon as God of War came out. Oh, congratulations. I can't wait to play. It looks like a great game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
And I know he's doing it because he's a professional and he's trying to show the professionalism. But when they're going behind your back, acting like you're playing people dirty, like you're trying to take control of stuff, lying on you, flat out lying on this acquisition, and you see that from them, your attitude should be like, okay, these guys, you can't play nice with them. We're not going to play nice with them. You know what I mean, boss?
That's why I keep telling everybody, on all the shows I've been on, and even when I was talking to Sega Forever about it, that's why I miss Peter Moore so much. That there's times that I wish that there's days.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, brother.
Oh, go ahead.
I was trying not to interrupt you talking because I have a lot of noise in my house. That's why. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can talk. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was trying to be polite to you.
Oh yeah, man. Do no problem. But no, that's why I was saying that there's days I just wish that Moore would just go up to Redmond, pull Phil into one of the meeting rooms and just be like, hey man, look, you're doing awesome. You're doing good stuff. You saved the brand. You brought it back from the brink of destruction.
Absolutely.
And just put his hand firmly on his shoulder. But look, what the hell is you doing? What are you
Right.
doing? Because the thing is, the thing is, I'm with you, Hebot. I know what he's trying to do. I see what he's trying to do.
Mhm.
But the problem is that in big business, that doesn't work. It doesn't
Especially
work.
in this type of business. And then the thing is, okay, he kind of moved differently and did differently for the first time. Things that probably other people before him never tried, right? But he's been doing it since
Mhm.
2015, boss, and it hasn't worked. He thinks
Yeah,
that by
and
being nice, he's going to unite everybody, right? And that they're going to come together with that kumbaya mentality, right? But what he doesn't understand is all they do is use them and then laugh behind their backs. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and,
And
and see,
that's
the thing is
fucking
that it's not
sad.
exclusive. Yeah, and
Huh?
see, the thing is, it's like I can't speak much because of the fact that what you just said, that's not exclusive to just gaming. That's any
Yeah,
business, be
that's
it music.
absolutely.
Oh God, especially music. You know,
Mm-hmm.
music, television,
Oh man, music is
movie,
brutal. Music is brutal.
movie, animation. Good Lord, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, dude, y'all been reading like some of the stuff that's been going on with animation studios lately. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I don't know how much longer we're gonna have traditional animation anymore. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
much we're gonna have animation at all unless people do it
Mm-hmm.
independently. Because so many of these doggone executives, they're coming in with this whole little they're coming in hot with this whole little thing of big beautiful things, and because that's how they always spin it to these board members, because the whole thing that comes to them is, look, I want my money. Am I going to get my money? How much of my money am I getting back? That's all it
Right.
comes down to. That's why we're seeing how the gaming industry is spinning the way it is and everything,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
nobody gives a damn about the scope, and you trying to push and evolve.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about that. That's not what that's not where that it's like this. That's not what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're here
Mm-hmm.
because I was told this is an easy way to make my money back, and I want my money back. And I don't just want my money back. You've been in enough podcasts with me to hear me say this, Hebot, to know what I'm saying. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want double. I better see triple or quadruple, because if I only see double, then you are a failure and this project is a failure.
Right, right. To be honest, it almost feels like to me like they're just complacent because they're making money regardless. You get what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say? And
yeah.
then Sega Man's been saying this, or not Sega Man. God bless him. Shout out to him wherever he is. Our brother Sega forever here. If you paid attention to whatever he's been doing all this time, even when he's been on hiatus, he's been saying this for years. It's hard to be an Xbox fan when Xbox don't have a fight in them themselves.
Yeah,
Because us
and
fighting for them makes us look like idiots.
yeah,
You
and
get what I'm trying to say?
the thing is good. It's awesome to see that we're starting to see the giant stirring. We're starting to
Right.
see signs of the fight. But the thing is that you notice that the
Mhm.
fight is coming from those underneath the ones on top.
Yeah, yeah, like the Aaron Greenbergs and shit like that.
Yeah, and the team from Obsidian, because it's
Right.
like I have no idea what's going on with the game studio marketing. I have no idea, but I do know that Obsidian, they've been firing on their marketing team has been firing on all cylinders.
Right.
Bethesda's marketing team, with Grounded and with Pentiment and everything, they've been firing on all cylinders. So now you
Right.
got tweets out where people are like, hey, what's going on with the Xbox marketing team? What's going on? Are you guys asleep or still at lunch? What's happening? Why are all
Right.
these
Right.
teams? Why are all these teams handling all the marketing themselves and doing better than you? What's going on here? That right there is where I'm kind of like, I'm stroking my chin, like, they might have a point, you
Hey,
know.
Right.
just real quick, guys. E-Rock, man. Welcome to the podcast, brother.
Hey,
Appreciate you
E.
being here.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Look,
What's
look
going
I know
on,
it's
brother
late.
E?
I know it's late, dude. So appreciate you showing up, bro. But shout yourself out real quick, man, and we'll jump in. we'll jump in.
Hey,
into everything.
hey, this E-Rock X, the Don King of Xbox, the hype man for the Xbox brand, and the meanest man on YouTube, and I'm always hype up Xbox.
Yes, sir.
So finally be here in the war room and talk about these topics. I know Unlimited Production will probably be joining us soon, and
Yes, he will.
it's always great to come here and support my brother from the Pacific, man. Always great.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah. So just real quick, E-Rock, man, we're just chopping up shop real quick. But we're gonna jump into we're kind of partially doing it. But I saw your podcast, bro. It was awesome. I saw
Thank you.
Unlimited. I saw all the videos that you guys were putting in. You guys were on point. You guys were on fire. It was beautiful to hear. People actually putting truth out there instead of all the crap we get in the media and everything like that. It's just frustrating. But yeah, that's basically we're just gonna take stuff point by point. All this narrative-driven stuff that the media is trying to put that. Like I was telling the guys earlier, man, I could understand this from the media in a sense, from the ponies, right? But when it comes to our side, that's what pisses me off the most, right? That these dudes listen to people that don't. They're listening to people. Number one, that some of them don't have the console, either the S or the X, or probably an Xbox in general. And then more importantly, that they don't have the services. Like so, when they're bitching about, not having AAA games and all this kind of crap, you know that these guys are not playing Game Pass. You know that these guys are not playing on their console. Because if they had Game Pass, that's why I did the video the other day. I have like over hundreds of games, man. Before I even started this podcast, I jumped on Vampire Survivor, which is some rinky-dink looking game. But once you start playing it, dude, it's a lot deeper than what it is, right? And so when you start playing the game, but you have to play the game, right? In order to get to that point, you actually have to play these games, right?
There's a lot of games like that on Game Pass, to be honest.
Well, and then
A
I
bunch.
finally played. Last night I played. Oh man, E-Rock. It's that game that you like. I can't think of it, man. The one with the rats.
Plague Requiem.
Yeah, so I've seen your guys' videos, and I know all of you guys have played. I never played the first game, right? I just didn't find the time to play it.
Undercover
So-
Masterpiece, my game of the year for 2019. The Sobu Studios came out of nowhere and destroyed the AAA budget game narrative because they were. And I hate that letter. I said we should. I said in a video years ago we should stop using those letters. Asobo Studio completely wrecked that in 2009. So they wrecked it in 2019. They obliterated it in 2022, right? Because here's a AA budget game purportedly that looks better than God of War, has better voice acting than God of War, and I got the videos up to prove it.
Right.
Fanboys lie, videos don't. And I'm not mad at God of War. I'm just mad, as you were saying before I came in here, at the narratives. But go ahead, my brother.
No, so I fired up last night, and I was just blown away. And I gotta apologize, man, because I never played it. Not that I didn't want to play it, and I know you guys have been talking.
You didn't know.
Yeah, well, I finally played it, but then I'm playing this game, and I'm like, dude, why am I sleeping on this game?
Yeah, are you playing
That was E-Rock's whole argument all last year.
Right.
He said that the entire why is not more people talking about Plague Tales? He said that the entire year, just like I said it with It Takes Two. A lot of people looked at that game. Oh, that's a kiddie game, and that game is incredible. Right?
And deservedly won game of the year. I still can't believe it.
Yeah. Me neither. You're right about that.
Yeah, they let that slip.
I hope you're playing a Plague Tale Requiem on the best TV in your house, man. Because
Can you guys hear me?
You ain't seen nothing. We can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I hope you're playing a Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh, look at Sega Man, he's here.
What up?
Oh shit!
Our brother Sega Man's here.
What up, brothers? What up?
Hey, Sega Man.
Hey, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem, Sega Forever. I'm here with you guys. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Well, so for Plague Tale Requiem, dude, I'm playing it on my 4K monitor. Right, so I got that all-in-one. You know that what's her name? They just did a video. They did an interview with what's her name? Phil, the two sisters. I can't think of their name right now, dude. Well, anyway, she was doing this thing on the all-in-one for HP, and I liked it, so I bought one because she was talking.
Okay.
And so it comes with a 4K monitor. I think it's like 37 inches. Dude, I was playing it on here last night. Amazing, man.
Stunning.
That's why, dude, I gotta apologize because I'm sitting here, man. You guys have been preaching this for like almost 2 years now.
You're
And
not
I finally
going
fired it up. Oh, go ahead, brother.
you're not going to get the lowdown on what's good by these very people that Fireboss and He-Bot are talking about. You're not going to get the lowdown on what's good from them. You're going to get the lowdown on what's popular, what's trending, because these guys are influencers, bandwagon jumpers. So you're not going to hear that a Plague Tale Requiem or a Plague Tale Innocence is, or It Takes Two, or Lost in Random is some of the best shit out there. They're going to ignore shit like that. They're going to.
That's another one, E-Rock. Lost in Random. Yes, another. That beautiful, very Tim Burton-esque type of game.
Yep. They're going to ignore it. And speaking of a famous studio, Psychonauts 2 looks like something.
Yes, sir.
My favorite studio, Studio Leica, who made Coraline, Missing Link. They made Kubo and the Six Strings.
Am I in? Oh shit.
Oh, here you go. Hey,
Unlimited. Yeah, you're here. I'm sorry, brother.
I wasn't even paying attention. My fault, y'all. My fault. Go ahead, E-Rock. You were preaching, man, and here I am.
Damn, Unlimited sound like he just woke up.
No. Nah. Just dealing with family. That's all. You know.
Hey, man, I've been dealing with family all day, and I'm fucking exhausted. But I saw my brother was going on, and I saw Unlimited, and I said, man, yo, if he passed me a link, we now more than ever, we have to support each other because Xbox guys out here, they looking kind of spooky, man. They looking, and there's always when a PlayStation game drops. But anyway, man, getting back to Sega Forever, our job out here, me, He-Bot, Fireboss, Unlimited, Sega Man, is to tip your hat, like, yo, Sega Man, yo, this shit is fire, yo, Gotham. I'm still trying to get Gotham Knights, man. I haven't got Gotham Knights yet, man, because you know it's I got so much shit going on here in West Philly right now. So hopefully, man, if it's some kind of sales for Black Friday and He-Bot want to look out for it, nigga, that's what's up. But
wait, run that by me again. What you need?
I ain't say nothing, man. But but that's our job.
Hey, no, Sega. I mean, E-Rock, man. Dog, you know He-Bot be peddling that moonshine. He could get you whatever you want.
I told you, I got to. I'm doing space moonshine, and you know that.
Yeah, man. It doesn't just stop. It doesn't just stop at liquor with him. He be peddling.
No more. I expanded like Unlimited suggested. I expanded.
Yeah, listen, E-Rock, man. He international now. I saw him at the Canadian border the other day.
Oh, man.
trying to knock you a ticket from 5 Mounties. Yeah, well, He-Bot wild. But yeah, man, our job is to let you know about stuff like Lost in Random and stuff like It Takes Two, which shockingly both games came from EA. Our job is to let you know about a Plague Tale Innocence, man. And you know, it's what our Xbox brothers and these big mainstream gamers aren't doing, Sega Forever. And this Xbox community, they're really becoming PlayStation Community 2.0 because this nonsense Fireboss only happens twice a year, whatever a PlayStation game launches. It only happens twice a year, and then they forget about it. And then, like Unlimited Production said, Sega Forever, they'll go back to talking about Xbox next week because I've seen God of War. I've sat through over 35 to 40 minutes of gameplay so I can make a little comparison video. And I didn't cherry pick. I tried to find the best shit. And out of each clip I found, I saw okay graphics with high resolution textures, but nothing on the level of a Plague Tale Requiem, a AA game that shatters the AAA game narrative. But I have seen some of the worst voice acting and voice pacing in gaming history. We're stuck, boy. Maybe if you like that Brazier. Thanks, boy. Like, what the fuck is this shit? but I mean, go ahead, Fireball.
That's pretty good, E-Rock. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good impersonation.
Oh no! I was just going to interject and say that the one thing I always kept saying, the last time I was on like a legal, shout out to him, his podcast and everything, is the fact that the way they did this game, all right, they pushed this game out. They threw Kratos out into the lion's den. Kratos was not ready yet because Kratos was originally like on vacation sipping a Mai Tai and and all of a sudden out of nowhere here comes the Santa Monica higher ups like, okay, hey Kratos, we need you ready, man. We need you ready. We got a fight going on. We need you ready. What are you talking about? What's going on? what do you mean? That's what's going on because It's just like with Horizon Forbidden West. These
Mm-hmm.
games were intended to be PlayStation 4. All right. Then
Yes.
all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you turn around and you cobble in extra stuff just to make it, I guess just to lay the glaze over a dry ass donut to make it look like a fresh donut.
Fireball. But have you seen the dialogue? It's like I'm not listen. I haven't picked on a PlayStation game in a while because that's not my wheelhouse. We got so much to play over here on Xbox. Fireballs. Here's actual dialogue from a game that's supposed to be set, guys, in ancient times. Atreus, I want to apologize to you. Don't apologize, Dad. Be better. What the fuck? Be better.
You're right.
Yo, I'm not lying, guys.
Welcome to the new
It feels
age.
so robotic.
That's all I'm saying. Welcome to the new age. But no, I didn't see all that. But I have seen J-Rock's postings of those bugs.
Wow.
Dude gets knocked off of a platform into the water. You're thinking he's just gonna float in the water. No, he falls into the nether realms. Everybody,
Wow.
everybody's
He really is God of War.
God of Knights, Gotham Knights has one minor bug. Oh, this game is trash. It's unplayable. God of War has more bugs than an anthill. Fucking. Oh man, this is the greatest thing ever. Get out of here. And E-Rock brought up a good point about the voice acting. I call them theater actings from my local community college because that's what they be sounding like to me. Horizon was worse. E-Rock Horizon for
Horizon is bad.
That one was even worse.
Horizon is so bad.
Yeah, the way they talk, you think Shakespeare? You think they're trying to impersonate Shakespeare or some shit, man?
That's basically it.
They're lifeless. The way they speak,
and then they do.
It's robotic.
They lifeless, robotic, and yet the tone is supposed to be this weird, depressing, melodramatic moment and shit. That I guess they're supposed to be connecting, but it's so boring and lifeless that after 5 fucking minutes of that terrible shit, it's like, what am I watching here, man? Is this Life for the Restless? Or God of War. I can't tell.
It's really bad.
It's the Life in the Restless. You said it.
It's really bad, and we're supposed to be told now. In their defense, God of War was better once back in God of War 2, God of War 3. But
The originals,
this is what we're told is Game of the Year with some of the most stiffest, lifeless acting ever. The character models look good, but the graphics are uninspired, and then it sounds like someone's reading lines. And as you'll see, Sega Forever in the Plague's Tale Requiem, there's moments where Amici and her brother are having fun because she's trying to get her mind off of shit. But there's also, that bad shit's about to happen, and the voice acting feels so natural. So again, and I'm gonna plant my flag. A Plague's Tale Requiem shatters that whole AA big time exclusive narrative because this small studio of about 60 people over in France did the damn thing, man. And I can't wait for Unlimited to play it on his big ass TV because he's going to come to me. He's going to call me. He never called me. He's going to call me like, yo, E-Rock, damn. I'm waiting for that call because I want to see Sega Forever. I want to see your jaw and his jaw drop on the floor. They must have used some kind of telemetry to make the mountains and shit like they did in Forza. The mountains look real. The trees are. They're not using speed trees.
Even the sunlight and the way the sun and the reflections, everything works.
The lighting, the reflections, light passes through her ear. Like Fireball said, they're using real moving skyboxes. This little tiny studio from France went deep, but they're trying to completely ignore it. At least they're talking about Gotham Knights. They don't want to talk about A Plague's Tale Requiem. It don't exist because if we talk about it, it'll draw comparisons to God of War. It's sickening.
You know what blew me away? This is something really simple, and this is the reason I have a problem with a lot of stuff that they come out with nowadays. And I'm just talking about games, talking about movies, and talking about television shows. This is my personal thing, right? I couldn't believe how well they do transitioning in the game. Right? Like it's not stiff. It doesn't you just don't sit there. You don't see it, dude. It's a flow. It's just this nice real flow. Even if you die. Even if you die, dude, it doesn't take you out of it. And that's what kind of blew me away. It's like little things like that. And like you said, the lighting, right? The little pauses. right? The way the characters, the angle, the camera and stuff like that. Dude, it
Mhm.
feels like you're. It's like a next level of interaction. When I was playing it, and I was like, wow, I understand the graphics are solid. I mean, it looks like a work of art, right? You can tell these guys put a lot of time into it, but it's just the little things as well, right? That people are trying to brush over. That's just the problem with we have a lot of games nowadays, right? They'll throw all that flash and they'll throw all that stuff at you real quick with the graphics and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, dude, I mean, kudos to these guys, man, because you can tell that they put a lot of time and effort and they looked at a lot of stuff. So that's what impressed me. Just those simple the little things. I'm just at the beginning of the game. I'm just going through it right now.
Oh my God, man! You are in for a visual treat. Sometimes the gameplay can be a bit frustrating if you don't know what you're doing because she has to mix potions and mix fire and shit, and you're eventually going to get a crossbow, and sometimes you're asked to navigate a field full of rats and soldiers. But what I do is I cheat, I pause, I go on YouTube. There's ways around it. They don't force you to fight all those soldiers. I've literally snuck past soldiers. So they give you branching paths.
Yeah.
Like it asks you to use your brain, but you're not locked down and just doing one thing. And they've really done a great job.
That's kind of like scoring, E-Rock. Contrary to what a lot of people think, you don't have to fight all those monsters.
Okay.
You can actually just step back and let them go about their course.
Okay. Shout out to Sega Man and Tuck for propping Scorn. Like, look, the great thing about Game Pass is we all don't have to like everything. There's a lot of folks that aren't going to play A Plague Tale Requiem, and that's cool. But the fact that it's on Game Pass, that's a kudo. That's Sega Forever and Fireballs. That's a caveat. Who can knock paying $15 a month and getting a bunch of free shit? I don't understand.
Sega Man, did you play Scorn? Oh, Sega Man, did you play Scorn, brother?
Yeah, I played Scorn.
He got naked with the man and patrolled the world.
I played Scorn, man. I got to this certain part, but then, like E-Rock said, when Plague Tale Requiem came out, it took me away from Scorn because it's a lot of a stigma out there about Xbox is that we don't have story-driven narrative games. We don't have single-player story games. Well, that's what Plague Tale Requiem is, and it's a really, 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 really good game, man. I think I'm at the end. I'm not sure where she's. It's all ashy out, and there's all these boats and shit. It's real ashy, like everything was burnt up. I think she's looking for her brother.
Oh man, yeah, you're back on the island of Lacuna, or wherever you're back where the count and his wife lives. I think we're on the same
they're fighting. Spot. These guys are fighting. These guys keep coming after you, and you got to keep fighting them off. So I'm there, but that game is very, very. It's a very good game, and E-Rock was right about it. In my opinion, it's going to be. I think it's going to be contender of Game of the Year. That's my pick. But Scorn is something that you really have to use your fucking brain. It's hard. It'll make you. It'll make you mad because there's a lot of puzzles, man. You got to really know. Like they don't hold your hand. They don't show you anything. You have to figure out everything in that game. They don't show you nothing. It's very challenging. It's a very challenging game.
Kudos for Xbox for bringing out new IPs this year. You guys remember new intellectual property? Fireball? Whatever happened to new IPs, bro?
I remember when they spent years crying about no new IPs. Now they got more than they can handle.
Right.
Yeah, during the PlayStation 4 thing, wasn't that one of the things they always kept beating their chest about? Like,
Microsoft have new IPs.
Which that was a lie.
They bringing us this new stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that new IP stuff was a lie at the time, but lying has never stopped them from pushing narratives. Because apparently Sunset Overdrive wasn't new, Quantum Break wasn't new, Rise of Son of Rome wasn't new, Recore wasn't new, and all that other bullshit. But that's kind of what we've been fighting against recently. It feels like it's just the blatant lying, and that's kind of where I draw the line in the sand. Sega Forever, because I don't mind if that people like God of War even if I think it looks boring bullshit. I don't mind that people like Nintendo games, even though I think that they're stuck in 1997. You know, but
Damn.
but
Damn.
yeah, but where I draw the line is when you say shit like after 2 years, Xbox hasn't had a significant exclusive in a world where Halo Infinite debuted with 20 million players in its first month having the
Shit,
best release ever,
Horizon.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we could go.
And that was all in the span of like
Here's an
a couple
objective
months
fact.
ago, last year.
Here's an objective fact, Hebot. Every first party Xbox game that people wants to hold Xbox to that weird standard to now has been a success. It's an objective success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just a fact.
It's not like Sunset Overdrive where when the game came out, we didn't know how good it did overall. And now since we're never going to get a sequel to it, I know unfortunately it didn't do as well as I would have hoped, right? But now I know
We
for
have
a
numbers.
fact, now I know for a fact Grounded was a success. And Grounded and here's the beauty. A game like Grounded wasn't expensive to make to the level that maybe Avowed is for that same studio, Obsidian. So they got a hit on their hand that probably didn't cost them out the ass, and they could put that revenue towards making Avowed better when that comes out, whenever it does, whether it's next year or 2024. So you know, that's just how it is with me now. Sega Forever. I can't do the lying. I could put up with you could have your opinions. You could have all the opinions you want. You know what I'm saying? But don't sit there and lie to my face and then tell me I should believe your lie. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Especially in 2022, which pisses me and this man off the most, my little brother, especially in 2022, when, as he always tells me, you can do a Google search and find out everything you need to know. You can find out what IPs came out last year, how many games Xbox came out last year. It's about 7 or fucking 8. They were on fire last year.
Yeah.
You can do a quick Google search and find out everything you want to know. But I've never seen, as I said 2 nights ago on the Unlimited Truth Fireballs, I've never seen this just blatant. I've seen yellow journalism before, we all have. But we've never seen
It's amazing how everybody forgot who won the Metacritic award last year too.
Yeah, it was Microsoft.
It's you know, in the words of Megatron, it's interesting how you forget it.
And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, Fireboss. Hey, and here's the kicker, Fireboss.
Have Soundwave play it back.
Right.
Soundwave, come in for a second. Please. Shit back. But no, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying here's the kicker. When they get the facts, they deny it to all hell. Because when Microsoft said that Game Pass made $3 billion or $2.9 billion, if you want to be technical, everybody all of a sudden became a professional accountant and a mathematician, right?
Let's see why they're lying. And I'm going to show you this is how you even King Thrash.
People like King Thrash and Proto Rock. I mean, revenue doesn't equal profit. Like some third grade level marketing or some third grade level shit that everyone here knows. Of course, we know the difference between revenue and profit. Then it turns out Phil Spencer said, no, it's profitable. And not only is it profitable, that's 15% of our business just off Game Pass alone, right? Yeah. And so that's another thing that blows me away. They get the facts, it's right in their face, and they still somehow deny it. And I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I'm at the point where Jesus Christ could return tomorrow, and those same people be like, nah, that ain't Jesus.
Yeah.
Not just return, but return from the sky with a multitude of the heavenly host. And they still gonna say this ain't happening. This shit ain't happening. That's not real. That's fake science.
No, dude. Yeah, you know what? It was funny to me because when Phil talked, it's in the way Phil says stuff. I mean, we're kind of talking about we wish Phil was a little bit more harder and stuff like that. But when Satya and Phil actually say stuff, it's the way they say it, dude. When I look at them, I'm like, it's kind of scary here. You know, it's just like at my workplace, I work with this one guy, and this dude, man, he was an older Marine and stuff like that. But when you talk to him, dude, there's just something about him, right, that you just didn't want to mess with this guy. He was a nice guy. Yeah, just the way he conducts himself, right? And then one day, my friend was like, dude, Kyle's. Are you afraid of cops? I'm afraid. I respect him, man. And then the guy's like, well, you're like 10 times bigger than Kyle. So what? And I'm like, dude, I look at Kyle, and it's the kind of thing like I'll go to sleep one night, and then I'll wake up on like on a table somewhere, man, and have me tied down with saran wrap. Ready to cut. He has that. He just kind of has that way about him, and that's what I see with like when Satya smiled, dude. That blew my mind when he says, yeah, let us compete, but just that look in his face, right?
Yeah. See, I think Satya is a G, man. I think Satya is a G for real.
He's a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, he strikes me the dude that's like, he you know what? He's how can
I want to say
like his aggressive.
He has more edge
His
than
aggressive.
Phil.
Yeah, his aggressiveness isn't like the way of say like a Steve Ballmer. His is more like he knows he's got the chips in his hand. He knows he's got the
And more along the lines, he's basically like Fisk. He's the kingpin.
Yeah, exactly. And so he knows that, and so he could just sit back and be like, he wants to compete, let us compete, and because he's right.
Yeah, you don't have to negotiate when you're holding all of the chips, and because Microsoft is holding all of the chips, there's this and the reason why I'm a lot calmer now, man, is because I'm around psychotic women all day. My sisters, my family, brick busting into my house. Are you doing a good job taking care of mom? Like, look, guys, listen. If y'all want to do this shit, come do it. I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not yelling with nobody, and I'm damn sure not yelling with no YouTubers and the people on Twitter about some fucking stupid ass video games and toys. But I've never seen a company, and I'll make this quick because there's like 6 of us in here. I've never seen a company, guys, in my history as a grown ass man, and I've seen some successful companies: Netflix, Warner Brothers, Disney, World Wrestling Entertainment, the National Football League, FIFA, which owns Barclay Premier League, and every professional football league in the world that does soccer. I've seen some professional and successful companies, Apple, but I've never seen a company like Microsoft and Xbox. Xbox went from just being a $657 billion company who was happy to sort of languish in all the problems they had in 2007 with studios and all the stuff that he bought addressed. The Xbox never really owned anything except Halo, Gears of War, and Forza. And we saw them turn into this company that is leveraged Sega Forever and Fireballs, leveraged into 2040. 2040. So, Iraq, what does that mean? What that means is you have Bethesda and you own all their intellectual properties. Every Doom, every Wolfenstein, every Enemy Within, that's all, the Elder Scrolls 6, that's all coming to Xbox. But now you've made a play and it's going to go through. Matter of fact, you didn't go to Activision. Activision came to you and said, yo, listen, Bobby Kotick's been smacking bitches. Will you buy us? So now you will own Call of Duty, which scares them to death. And every other Activision been around since I was 11, guys. Activision was around since I was a child, long before a lot of you, maybe Fireballs, born. Yeah, Activision's been around forever.
Remember Chopper Command.
Fireballs, thank you. The original Spider-Man game in 1982. We all played that as children. Activision's been around forever, and now Xbox owns all that on top of the 23 internal studios they already own.
You guys need to stop lying. That's what you guys need to do.
We're lying right now.
You know, real quick, what's so sad about this? They're so concerned with stopping Microsoft that they forget the biggest picture of all. All right. One of my clients that I just did some artwork for and everything. He works. I can't give his name. He works for Activision, and that's one of the things he is so upset about is the fact that they finally have a chance to improve their work lives. They finally have a chance to get better because they've already had to sit down. They already came in and had to sit down and everything with all the teams and stuff. They finally have a chance to branch out and spread their fucking wings to do other things. They finally have a chance to get better insurance, get a better work environment, get their hands involved in other projects. They're better. They're able to do more and have a better work life but yet everybody's so wrapped up in, oh, we can't, oh, no, we can't let Xbox get that. Oh, no. And they just completely, and what he said, the thing that's laughable is he's not into the console war thing. He says he just finds it funny when he looks on social media that before all this happened, everybody kept bumping their gums about how we need to support the developer.
Thank you.
How we have to how it's like, oh, Bobby Kotick is evil and he needs to be locked away and everything. But yet this is how they get rid of him. This is the first step. This is how you do it. And you guys are more concerned about losing a game that's not even really yours, mind you, as opposed to these guys are going to have a better life. They're going to be coming home wanting to murk themselves or murk their families.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But here's the thing: that was always fake outrage. The whole support the devs thing. They only did that because for some reason they thought Microsoft wasn't paying for games to be on Game Pass. That's the only reason why they ever started that whole support the devs thing. They don't give a damn about that, Fireboss. And how do you know this? Because when Naughty Dog was being scrutinized for their work environment, every single one of them said. Was comparing The Last of Us 2 to some Nintendo game, and it's like, this is crunch versus no crunch. I'd rather these guys work their asses off and give me the AAA bangers than this and that. So it was never a real talking point. It was just that fake social media thing that I try to tell people, don't take social media serious for a reason like that, because they fight for stuff they don't actually believe in. They just know it's going to get them likes at that time.
Yep. They lie to themselves. They lie to themselves. Fireballs take forever, and they lie to others because Unlimited Production sends me all the tweets when he used to be on Twitter. I've seen all the comments. We care about the devs in one breath. In the next breath, I can't play Psychonauts because of its art style. I can't play Steel Rats because of its art style. I can't play independent games because it doesn't have the motion capture and it's not from a AAA studio. So as Unlimited Production so eloquently says, they've narrowed gaming down, Fireballs, to two things. AAA, first party. That's it. If it's not that, on PlayStation, they can't play it. So how the fuck are you in support of devs when I don't see you playing Lost in Random? When I don't see you playing Steel Rats? When I don't see you playing these little independent games like Paper Cut Mansion? How are you in support of the devs? It's just a talking point you need on Twitter to talk your shit. And these guys, they always, from Colin Moriarty to Broken Games HD to now, sadly, even Kid Smooth, to all these guys, they all tell themselves and they're transparent.
Smooth had to make that transformation, dude. He had to go from Autobot to Decepticon. because the last all right, hear me out. The last two shows I happen to just
is a Transformers fan, damn.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. G1 all the way, man.
Yes.
G1 all the way. I don't know about that damn Armada shit. I'm sorry.
When I was a kid, Beast Wars was popular. That's kind of how I got into Beast Wars. Was popular in like 1999 with the shitty CGI cartoon. But the toys are fire. I'm not gonna lie. Them Transformers for toys were fire.
Yeah, the originals were nice, man.
Yeah, but I look at the toys now compared to how they were back in the 80s when I was a kid and stuff like that, and it's like, wow, man, we had these static, stiff, die-cast bricks that if you threw this at somebody was going to get a construction.
But Fireballs, big difference. But Fireballs, don't trip. In 1984 and 85, Soundwave actually turned into a tape deck. And Megatron actually turned into a gun. That shit won't fly today.
You guys probably don't remember Shogun Warriors. That
But it was by the time I came across it, it was called you all know
the original toys were on Rotocast.
Yeah, they're originally based off of they were based off of the anime series from the guy who created like Devilman and all that stuff like that.
Wow,
the guy, and I mean stuff like Star Avengers, Guy King, dude, Grand UFO Force, Grandizer, dude, I know all that stuff. That's
Right.
where
We telling everybody how old we are, but motherfucking space giants. And I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone now. I'm gonna leave it alone now.
Micronauts. Remember Micronauts?
Yep.
Yeah,
Micronauts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was my
Remember
jam. Sega,
all
man,
that
dude.
stuff.
Love Micronauts, bro. Used to collect them.
Yeah, man.
Clearly, I
Not
came
all
to
the
the
planets.
Overtime's Home podcast.
Hey, did you,
Y'all
did you
even
guys-
lost me.
Hey,
Y'all
hey.
even lost me with some of them, man.
Battle of the Planets, baby.
It's funny because I remember telling E-Rock and Hebot one time when I was still podcasting that one of these days we should do a podcast called Saturday Morning. And basically we just we show, because dude, you go on YouTube, there's all sorts of people who putting up entire Saturday
Yes.
morning lineups
Yes.
throughout an
Yeah, it's
entire
crazy.
year. We're talking about 4 to 8 hours.
Mhm.
And I just want to basically just be able to sit through at least 1 hour, and we just basically just sit there and watch and reflect on our memories from then, and also even crack jokes and stuff like that. Be like, man, this
And
dude
how they don't get in trouble
played it.
is crazy, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's crazy how they don't get in trouble. Hey, my boys brought something up to my attention that I didn't know. I don't know if you guys knew, but they said that today, I guess one of the guys from the fucking European department or whatever,
Yeah, he tweeted.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
he
We're gonna-
did a
we can
tweet.
talk about that if you want. Yeah.
He did a tweet talking about how he's going to make sure that Call of Duty is on every platform, and then he bold lettered, and especially on my PlayStation, showing his preference and bias.
Wow, really?
You sure that's
Like-
not one of them fake accounts? 'Cause,
No.
Elon Musk got
Everybody
people
been
playing-
roasting him today.
Really, it's real.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
real?
I know what
Wow.
you're talking about with the
I
Elon
thought it
Musk
was
thing.
fake. Yeah, I thought it was fake.
No, it's real.
Yeah, I saw that. No,
I'm
no,
like,
that's
what
fake
the
nonsense.
fuck is this?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's getting spooky in these gaming streets, guys.
Yeah, he did all that. He risking his job just to support a Japanese company that raised the prices on his country.
That just raised an eyebrow. That just raised an eyebrow and tell me, hey, listen.
Sony raised the price of their own console in your country and games.
What?
Yeah, but that just raises an eyebrow. Hey, listen, somebody must be getting signed.
Well,
They
anyway,
making sure they.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
see, what you said there, Heba, is why I say Sony's a poorly run company, because look, Microsoft is spending money to bolster their lineup. Sony's spending money to keep content off Xbox, and I just think that's such a dumb strategy. That's like a sports team.
Well, it's
That's
weak.
like-
It's weak.
Yeah,
It shows you have it shows that you have no confidence in your product.
Yeah, exactly.
And whatever
man.
you have to offer.
That's like if the Philadelphia Eagles paid Mike McCarthy to leave the Cowboys. Like, what the fuck you doing? You already got a good coach.
Right.
Well, the walls
That's what
are
I'm saying.
closing. The walls are
But yeah,
closing.
the thing is Europe and UK has been dominated by Sony for like a good long while, and
Yes,
you know,
sir.
even matter of fact, New Legal even brought it up before as well, because I didn't even think about this. Whereas, like, you know, Sony had such an iron grip on their music and their sound, their audio industry and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, man, it's like you guys really trying to pull that hard, huh?
They all grew up with PlayStation over there. But the thing is, I follow the articles. I follow what's going on. Sega Forever, and we're going to let you take control of your podcast. But
no, dude, just
the
talk, bro. Just talk.
the top
That's
head
right.
of
That's right. We're
the top
hijacking
head-
stuff like some Israeli spies.
the head of 2K Games said 2K Games, one of the biggest publishers in the world. So and they're mixed on their messaging, because 2K Games says one thing and then they say something else. They clarified and said we have no problem with this deal going through. Somebody else from a major publisher said we have no problem with this deal going through. So I think it's beginning to sink in that this shit is like inevitable now. They're saying June 2023. This shit's inevitable now. You cannot stop a company from being sold that wants to be sold. You can't stop. There's nothing you can do. You're going to fuck up. You're going to fuck up a deal where if that deal doesn't go through, both parties are going to have to pay each other money for the deal not going through. And what have you accomplished really? What have you accomplished? Nothing. Everybody's coming around. I didn't know until Tuck said it. Tuck, of all people, Tuck is now the most informed, full of chitlins and fat back dude we've ever met. Tuck was like,
Yes, sir.
you know,
Shout out
Battlefield.
to Tuck.
Yeah, Battlefield is coming to Game Pass. I was like, what? So like Electronic Arts is heavily backing Microsoft and Xbox. So Sega Forever.
That's because they like that. That's because they're impressed with that fucking engagement. That's why.
Yeah.
It's not that
Engagement's
dude,
real.
people want this because they want the competition to grow. The competition is not growing because Sony wants to keep it locked into into like 10 years ago. They want to keep it locked
Fireballs.
there.
Fireballs. Now, Fireballs, answer your own question. Why do they want it locked? Do they want it locked because they want to stick to the old ways? Do they want it locked because they can't compete?
Both. It's both, man. It is, dude. That answer is dual sided. You're dealing with one of the oldest Japanese companies that has an old and aging up top that refuses to die. I usually joked around on Legal's shows about it and stuff, but it's no joke. Seriously, they have a situation where their youth is fucking fighting. They're fighting against the older generation because the older generation is choking the life out of them.
It's the culture there, dude. It's the culture. That's all the culture is.
They're killing.
Top down.
Because when I went over there, and stuff for a while, that's one of the biggest things. I remember the girl who I was with, her brother was always harping about was they killing us, they murdering us. We can't do anything like this. And you look at the situation that they're in, it's like, there you go. You see it. And but I'm sorry. It's a huge thing.
You went to Japan?
Yeah. I was over there.
And what was he referencing to when he said that they're killing us, stuff like that?
No, basically with their industries and stuff like that, because of you look at like how progressive we are over in the more Western countries and stuff, and even like some of the other Eastern countries, Asian countries, they're starting to like get out of this old mindset, and and so the thing is, they're still in this mindset of wanting to run things as if it's still in the 80s or the 70s. And you can't do that. You can't do that now because business is always growing.
Yep.
It's always changing.
Yeah.
And there's always going. So I'm gonna shut up.
I want to pick.
Real quick. So this is what I'll say about the whole thing. This is why I don't sweat Japanese games coming to our console, right? Because the reason why I don't sweat it is because no matter what you do, they won't bring them over. They'll bring them over if they want to. There's nothing you can do. Like I see Phil, he's extending the olive branch, right? He goes over there, he talks to them, right? But if you notice, a lot of the people he's talking to, especially in Korea and in Southeast Asia, a lot of the indie guys. So he's basically doing the same game plan he did here to build the Ideate Xbox program. He's doing that because some of those guys, they just won't change. It's just their culture. It's just the way they are. I'm only telling you this because I live in Hawaii, right? It is a cultural thing for them, right? And like you said, like I've been saying this all the time, like what Fireballs is saying, right? The thing with Sony is that they're a 1990s company trying to run their business in 2022. Like they're not that company.
Right? Oh, dude, they're older than the 90s.
They're older than the 90s, yeah. Because and the reason I get pissed at the Sony guys is because we know more about Sony than they do. Because I used to buy.
You got that right.
What was that? What was that, Sega?
He said that us Xbox guys know more than actual Sony dudes. That's what pisses them off. That's a fact.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, like I'll tell you something right now. The PS5 don't even got a web browser. How about that?
Oh no, it does. See, the thing is, here's what's funny. All right, everybody keeps every once in a while you get this one little smart ass that wants to say, "Oh, is Game Pass coming to PlayStation?" I'm like, well, here's the thing, because it's not Game Pass. It's like they're like, "Oh, is this game coming to PlayStation? This game coming to PlayStation?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you get Game Pass." And I said, but yeah, that conversation. Instead of barking at us, why don't you bark at Sony to unlock that web browser?
Right.
They on purposely locked the web browser on the PS5 because they knew the first thing their players were going to do was load up GeForce Now and Game Pass.
Because that's their background, dude. That's the whole reason why PlayStation sold. The PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, everybody I knew that had that, they didn't have the games. All those games are burned. They burned them, man. They copied them. I was the only jackass that
Well, they
actually bought the
jailbroke that shit already, though. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The PS5 is already jailbroken. It's been jailbroken for a while. That's probably another reason why they took it out.
So all those hundreds of millions of copies, like all those hundreds of millions of consoles they talked about they sold in those generations, dude, nobody bought the games. And that's why all of those studios of our time shut down. Calico, right? You can go down the whole list of all the people that didn't survive because
Calico.
Yeah, nobody bought the games. Everybody I know copied them. I was the only person buying them because I'm a gamer.
Hey, Sega Forever. If you need a louder mic, talk to Tuck because this dude got 5,000 controllers and his microphone. you can hear this dude from outer space. Like,
can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Like it's something with I'm not picking on Hebot. It's something with Hebot where when he talks, he knocks everybody else out. He don't know what's happening. But like Tuck be giving us.
Well, I told you that's that most powerful gamer in the universe thing, man.
You can hear Tuck's dog breathing, man.
yo, one podcast. I thought Tuck was having sex on the podcast. Yo, what's that doing? It was his puppy. I'm like, yo, Tuck, man, can you stop playing with your puppy during the podcast? So yeah, Sega man, talk to Tuck. He'll get you straightened out. They'll be able to hear you from the Pitcairn Islands, man. But you know, guys, Sega Forever and Fireballs, I've never seen this much denial of facts, and it's all fear. It's all fear. I've never seen this much fear in the gaming industry in my life because, like, you take a shot at Xbox today. Oh, God of War, and you'll be crying about the Activision deal or crying about something else next week. As I was saying earlier, that company is leveraged out for the next 30, 40 years. We won't be able to play all of these games. I don't even know if some of us will still be alive. I've never seen a company that now owns, I don't know, man, maybe my number's off, 30 or 45 or 50 IPs, including some of the cell phone games and some of the shit that we don't normally consider as games. I think if this Activision deal goes through, Overwatch or something like that will be theirs too, or one of them damn games. This is a huge move, and everybody is afraid. But here's the thing, man. In business, you got movers and shakers like Netflix who push the industry forward, and then bam, here comes Disney Plus, here comes Paramount Plus, here comes HBO Max, here comes Hulu, here comes all of these streaming services because they want a piece of that pie, right? It's not Xbox's fault that Google, one of the most powerful companies on the planet other than Microsoft and this information company called Cisco, it's not their fault that Google Stadia failed. With all their money, Google Stadia failed because it couldn't grasp what Xbox did so well. Xbox made the availability for you for $15 a month to be able to have any game on your cell phone, on any Xbox, and you can actually download it, and it's yours. It's yours. You can download as much games as you want to as much hard drive space as you have. And it was such a simple idea. And we didn't know what they were doing at first, but they were saying, listen, this is the future, not fucking brick and mortar, not paying $70 for games. And also the future is engagement. We never talk about engagement, but Microsoft stopped talking sales a long time ago and started talking engagement. Sony started talking sales because they couldn't talk engagement. It's so weird, the juxtaposition of the business models and the thought processes. But you see, Sony, what did they do? They came out with Spartacus. Spartacus has failed. So now that failed, we have to, God of War. Oh, where's Xbox's God of War? Xbox hasn't had a game come out for 2 years. Flat out lie. What's Xbox going to do? Xbox. I have never seen anything like this in the last 25 years of gaming, because when me and Hebot was growing up, Nintendo wasn't worried about what Sega was doing. They took shots at each other. They focused on what they were doing. Atari never worried about what ColecoVision was doing. They all stayed in their lane. This is the first time I've ever seen a company try to actively sabotage another company And for Phil Spencer to go on Twitter as he always does and says, "Hey guys, congratulations for the launch of God of War," it's like, I know that's Phil, and that's who Phil is always going to be. He's always going to be that guy. But like you, as Hebot said so eloquently 2 nights ago, Sega Forever, you're at war. They've declared war on you. Satya Nadella understands this. Aaron Greenberg understands this, and I think Phil Spencer understands this. But Phil, I think I'm beginning to understand.
He's starting to get it at times. It's rare. He gets it at times, and then there's other times where he flinches back.
Yeah,
I think he gets it. I think just that the public persona thing. I think he just he's just trying to do what a lot of
He's
these
just worried
companies are
about what the
doing.
people think is public
Yeah.
perception. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
he's
fuck
just
what
trying to,
people think. People know that he's not a bad person.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is business
but-
at the end of the day, you know?
But here's the thing, he's doing what a lot of companies are doing now. Disney do this shit.
Yes,
For
yes.
some reason,
Trying to be politically correct with everything.
for some reason they're trying to literally please everybody when you can't. You listen. Marvel movies are never going to please me the way a DC movie would, because I'm not a Marvel fan, right? I'm not a Marvel fan the way Sega
Dude, you don't
Forever
have to be
is.
a Marvel fan. Their movies suck, dude.
Oh.
I'm a Marvel fan.
Well, there you go. But my point is, Sega Forever is that Disney's never going to please at the height when Marvel movies were good, right? They were never going to please me the way that they would say when they were good, right? Because I was never that Marvel fan who's just like, oh wow, I've probably seen Iron Man on big screen and stuff.
and that's okay.
Yeah, and that's what Phil and a lot of companies.
It's like they think that these people like I don't know, let's say gay people, like they like stuff when they don't.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to appeal to a gay audience with things that has to do with mainly masculine things, straight things, or manly things. They don't care about that. They're just they're the loudest, right? Vocally the loudest.
Yeah,
but that's the problem with the industry. And you're right, 100%, even with the movie industry.
Yeah.
You know, it's absolutely that way.
Yeah, and that's what I think Phil is trying to do. I think Phil should just accept being a bad guy. Cause look, man, people, it's so obvious.
They're gonna hate him regardless.
Yeah. So, and if that's the case, just let them hate you. You know what I'm saying? To me, the way I see it is that as long as listen, Phil is never going to be out there saying wild stuff. He ain't going to be out there dropping N-words and none of that stuff. So let them hate you, because what are they going to do?
Yeah.
I've
At the
seen
end, they're gonna hate him regardless. Look at all the things that he's done. He's still,
exactly.
Oh, Phil's not good enough. Phil doesn't do it, so why not?
Hey, am I lying when I say this? I've literally seen tweets of people, and these are tweets that got thousand likes. Phil should be fired. He should be fired.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Absolutely.
Nothing. So to me, so the way I see it is like I think it's okay if Phil just be hated, man. Just be hated, because they're gonna hate you regardless.
At least be hated like a warrior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now with that said, and I'm a defend. Here's why I defend Phil, because Xbox is doing so well that it doesn't impact me that much. It's just annoying. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, it is annoying. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
it is annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It is annoying.
But I could avoid shit that annoys me. So it's not something that's like, oh, Phil being nice again. It's like, yeah, that's cool. If you want to wish him correct, that's on you, man. I don't like when you showed me that. I said, hey, man, that's just how he is, and went back to my day. Yeah, it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. It's not like
I'll give you a perfect example of my friend, the pony that I told you guys named Jorge. He sent me a message today, right? Because I'm telling him what I don't like about with the God of War, because he's asking me why I don't like it still, right? And I'm explaining to him. Then he goes, oh no, you just a hater, man. Even the horse's mouth said it. We didn't do good this year with exclusive. We got to do better next year. Like, he brought up that topic. I'm like, dude, it's called having professionalism in an interview. What else is he supposed to say in an interview? And
this is what he should say. This is what he should say. Game Pass made $3 billion this quarter.
Exactly,
and
right.
leave it at that.
That's it. Podcast over. Good night.
That's all he has.
No, but wait a second. As funny as it sounds, Unlimited has a great point. He should have said that. Look, we know. He should have said something to the extent, like he said, we know we didn't have AAA first party exclusive.
Stop there. I wouldn't have even said that. I would have just said
still had the most fruitful year or something.
Yeah,
You know, I'm just saying.
See, I would never listen. If I was in Phil Spencer's position, Hebot, I would never utter the words "we didn't have first party this and that" because that shit ain't. It really doesn't matter. Because I know it doesn't matter because when Final Fantasy 16 comes out next year for PlayStation and exclusive, there won't be a single soul who says, "Well, it's not a first party game, so I didn't like it." So if I was Phil, I wouldn't have even entertained it.
No, but I'm saying that because that's the narrative that people try to pull.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They didn't have first party exclusives.
Yeah, exactly.
Neither did Sony last winter, but nobody cared. Y'all were saying the bangers are coming. That's all I heard.
Exactly. And all Phil needs to say is we made $3 billion this quarter, and our 2023 lineup
the
looks
most
great.
fruitful.
That's it.
Right.
Two sentences, and just let it be. Oh, but he didn't answer the question. Yes, he did. It's successful, so who cares? You know what I'm saying?
You know, he has to appeal because it was for iJustine, you know, the girls. He has, you know, he's trying to be professional, inclusive with the girls because, you know, women should be treated equally. And they've never been represented in gaming, but I could name you 100 games with girls in it. You know, that type of bullshit.
How do you answer numbers, right? We have no numbers. We have no numbers for Gran Turismo 7. We have no numbers for Horizon Forbidden West because I won't release the numbers because we now know that those games flop. And what Unlimited Production says
for sure.
is on point. You answer that question with we have 4 new IPs coming out this holiday, and we made $3 billion and
well, if he wanted to be a bastard, E-Rock, if he wanted to be a bastard, he could have said, I mean, Gran Turismo and both Horizon didn't do great numbers, but we did because we have Game Pass and procedurally generated games like Sea of Thieves. If he wanted to be a bastard.
$3 billion.
Can you imagine him saying that? Phil saying that? The ponies will fucking pass the fuck out. They'll be like, he needs to get fired. Who the fuck do you think he is?
See, and that's why he should be the bad guy because they were saying that when he was being nice. Imagine if he was honest. How bad the vitriol would be.
They're laughing at him. They're laughing at him like it was a joke.
Yes.
They're fueled off of vitriol and emotion. Why would you want an executive fired? Even a dumbass like me who asked that shit about 4 or 5 years ago. Phil Spencer has since silenced me like a motherfucker.
But here's the difference, E-Rock. When you said it, right?
I apologize.
No, real quick. When you said it, it came from a place of the heart, not that you wouldn't have malice in that. When these motherfuckers say it, they got malice. It's because they don't like him. They can't stand that he's making Xbox do well. You get what I'm saying? That's what I want to say. I'm sorry, E-Rock. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hey, Hebot, when you cut me off and you make more sense to me, more power to you. Thank you. What you just said.
Yeah.
Hebot, say it again, please. They're mad at him. Why?
Because he's making Xbox do better and better than they ever have before. That's why. So it comes from a place of malice.
Like I keep saying, something about the 360 era screwed these motherfuckers up bad.
Yes.
Yeah, that shit hurt them bad.
You know what's so funny about what Hebot said? They're mad for what they asked for because I don't suffer for short-term memory. I remember the days of Microsoft be the behemoth that you are type.
Yes.
Buy
that shit.
Buy studios. We want more exclusives. This and that. They literally got what they asked for, and they're mad. And all that tells me is that they spent the 8th generation being poor winners, in the sense that they thought that PS4 generation was going to last. They didn't realize. They forgot that new generation is a reset button, right? And so they thought that was going to last, and they thought those stupid narratives were going to last. What they didn't know is that Microsoft fully backed Xbox for the first time.
They were going to go in hard and deep.
And their world has crashed and burned, and that's the part that I'm enjoying. It's just watching the chaos.
Dude,
of it all,
guys, can you just imagine when all the games start dropping periodically, nonstop? How much worse they're gonna lose their fucking mind?
Hebot, last year when Forza Horizon 5 got a 92 Metacritic,
Yes,
Those PlayStation fans lost their mind. They lost their mind to the point they forgot the English language, man. They started making all right. They forgot basic math skills trying to put crunch together. Wait a minute, how do medians work? How do you come to the conclusion 92 Metacritic? No, this is a lie. This is a lie. So and that was
this
one
is
game.
Xbox paying off Metacritic reviewers.
Exactly.
I remember that being said also.
Yeah, that was one game. So the meltdown they're gonna have when Starfield's a hit, when Avowed's a hit, when Fable's a hit, when Forza Motorsports a hit next year. It's gonna be wonderful.
Oh, and if Hellblade hits too, oh my God. Imagine with all this Starfield. Oh Jesus.
But it's already started. It started last month.
Oh for sure. Yeah.
Scorn, Somerville is coming.
Somerville is in 2 days, as a matter of fact.
Pentiment is coming. A game it's already started, and it's going to bleed over to where a new
Warhammer Dark Tide,
a new AAA game is going to be an Xbox, and a new IP is going to be an Xbox every month, according
almost
to
every month. Yeah.
And it's like what Hebot just said was so perfect. I never heard that before. They're mad at Xbox because they're doing good. But this is what you asked for, isn't it? Xbox.
That's exactly what it is.
Xbox to compete. Now that they're competing, I don't like this. This is y'all can't buy Activision. Well, if Sony is so great, they should have pumped up to $70 billion to buy Activision. Why didn't they?
It's funny.
It's
funny.
Now. They barely had the money to give to pay Bungie. That emptied the tank.
There you go, boss. See, there you go. He had to start.
Yo, it's funny. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it funny how they're somehow trying to make up the rules as it go, as if it matters? Can you imagine? I can't imagine somebody coming to my job and saying, "No, that's not how you do proper tax codes." Excuse me?
Imagine that.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It's like telling a mechanic, "Oh, I'm a better mechanic than you because I watch YouTube videos." When you have a mechanic of 30 years of experience with an actual hands-on experience and with an actual degree, but yet you're trying to say you're real better than he is because you watch YouTube videos.
Yeah,
I've seen motherfuckers do that shit.
People
say stupid shit like that.
People like Colin Moriarty, who never developed a game, who never coded a game in his life, is going to sit here and tell Microsoft, you can't spend money from your own company to buy games. You really?
Dude, that doesn't even have anything to do with games. That making games, that's business. How you gonna walk in on the executives of McDonald's and tell them, yo, you can't make the McRib? What's wrong with you? Are you insane? What are you doing?
We'll be ignoring our entire demographic in the hood. Get out of here, man.
They make up these fake invisible rules that doesn't actually apply to Xbox and try to hold them to this invisible standard that doesn't exist. So Sony could buy games to keep off Xbox all the time. Not a word. Microsoft owns two publishers.
You know what pisses me off about that? You know what pisses me off about that? What you just said, what pisses me off is the fact that every time that is brought up, the first thing that comes out of every motherfucker's mouth, and even those who claim they're Xbox, is Sony got credit in the bank. Sony got nothing to prove.
Somehow Sony got all this magic money put away, even though they over $2 billion.
Sony can't do wrong. And I'm getting kind of tired of that. Every company does wrong. Every person does wrong. So you can't sit there with this whole crap about like, they got. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, for some reason. Oh, go ahead, E-Rock.
I'm sorry, my buddy. And let Unlimited go. 20th Century Fox had credit in the bank.
See, there you go, E-Rock. There you go.
That's cool. That is cool.
Sega had credit in the bank. You guys. Unlimited is kind of young. You guys remember Blockbuster Video? They had credit in the bank. They didn't adapt.
There's a Netflix movie on there.
They didn't adapt, and they're gone.
Sometimes E-Rock make me feel like I'm 12, man. Like I don't know.
Right. But you keep forgetting you like 45 and shit.
That nigga ain't 45. He's in his face. He look at a newborn.
I'm telling you. Tell him.
No, but one thing though is this. is this though. They think this is what's funny. This is why I'm not stressing it about the ABK buyout. This is why I'm not stressing it. All right, because Call of Duty really isn't even. It's not even really about Call of Duty. Granted, I will say this: it's a cornerstone to it because just like I put up the little GIF when I was going back and forth with this one mule about it and stuff, where I put up the picture of Padme from the Star when they did the Star Wars. Movies where they're going back in the past and stuff, how she was in that makeup saying we will take back what was taken from us. Yeah, that's that because see, Call of Duty started where? On Xbox. And
you're right.
And see the thing is how we had all those numbers, all that huge user base. All that happened was that when Sony got in the Codec's pockets and said, here's a little something extra. How about give us a little bit of extra content? That's what flipped everything. And
the thing is, the Call of Duty got big on 360 on that generation. That's when it got big. And everything was, and all the perks, all the exclusive everything was first on 360. So all those people they got in the generation last gen was the people that migrated over because I want to play with my friends. Oh no, I want to play the exclusive content first because they're just chasing Call of Duty. They weren't chasing the PlayStation brand. Yeah. You get what I'm trying to say? And that's where the misconception comes.
People Call of Duty.
They went to PlayStation because it's the best. No, they went to PlayStation because they were chasing that fucking game.
And the numbers back that content. And the numbers back that up because those Call of Duty fans did not buy Spider-Man. They did not buy God of War. They did not buy Horizon. And to the point that when y'all were screaming at the top of your lungs in 2018, Sony would never put their games on PC. What ended up happening? They saw Microsoft making money off PC and said, yo, why are we missing out on this profit? Why are we missing out on this profit and put their games on PC? Because only at most 10% of y'all were buying the exclusives. It's basic math. If 100 million consoles are sold and an exclusive sold 10 million copies, that's only 10%. And that's
but even those numbers are skewed.
Yeah, exactly.
I keep saying it.
Yeah,
you know it. I know it. We all know it.
But here's the thing: even if the numbers weren't skewed, that's still not good. I know it's not good because Colin Moriarty confirmed what I said for like 2 years earlier this year when he said, "Wait a minute, how the hell did The Last of Us 2 only sell 10 million copies? I thought that was a big Sony game." And I said on my video when I spotted him, exactly. Sony sees the numbers. I see the numbers. Now you see the numbers, and you see that. Listen. For some reason, for the last decade, the numbers at Sony just don't make any sense. Nothing that they released a $500 million console celebration console when they only had like 400 million sold total lifetime at the time. Numbers at Sony never make sense. I don't know. I don't know.
Unlimited. Let's not forget. Unlimited. Let's not forget. It was the same people at Naughty Dog that said that only. I think it was what he said that only 15% of people actually play Uncharted and Last of Us, and the other 87% haven't. Remember when he posted that up? That right there tells you that those numbers are not the way that people think.
No,
you know what I mean?
Not even. And Sony's in the shape that it's in because they're not the way they think.
Absolutely.
And Sony stupidly doubled down on the narrative that since their games were being reviewed well but not making money, they doubled down on the perception and narrative instead of the business and money sense, and they're suffering for it.
And the thing is, that's what this is all about, though. Is that it's like right now the big setup. The big setup is they're trying to push God of War into the ring against Elden Ring for that Gotti. Gotti, dude, listen to me. Gotti is it's like what's the name for Boondocks? Booty is water. It's more precious than water, and that's what it is. That's what it is to Sony. Gotti is more precious than air and water. because
That's
they can
because
use
listen,
that.
just like the Oscars, just like when a movie win the
about to say
Oscars
that.
and it get a temporary bump and viewership or sales are sold, that's all that's going to happen if that stupid game wins Game of the Year. It's going to
can
sell.
sit
Oh,
there.
it wins Game of the Year. They're going to put on a commercial for a month. It gets a boost in sales for that 1 month. Then it's back to not selling again. Yay! Yay! Meanwhile, Meanwhile, year 2 of Halo is going to make another multi-billion-dollars for Microsoft. Just from content alone, thanks to Forge mode and all that stuff. Fuck out of here.
And guys, here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy, and I'm gonna let the actual host of this podcast go. What's even crazier to me is something I haven't even noticed because Hebot brought it up, and now Fireball's brought it up. The very same people, Unlimited Production, who praised Elden Ring just 6 months ago, are now going to turn against it next month. Because it's going against God of War. You cannot.
Yeah, and Sony is sizing this up because this is how they work. I keep telling people this is how they work. You got to see it, and the thing you got to see it to believe it. In order to boost, because dude, they are hurting bad on their stocks and everything. The investors, they're losing. They're people losing confidence. What is the best way to win back that confidence and to win back more suckers? I mean, investors. what is the best way? Is to sit there and get on top of the stage on the first podium saying, I got the gold, I am the winner. That's how you get them back. And that's all it is. I mean,
but you don't get them back for long. You don't get them back for long. I know this because
that's why I said
listen,
band-aiding.
So Sony's been winning Game of the Year fucking awards for 10 years now. If Game of the War was that big of a deal, why aren't they the ones who are releasing Starfield next year exclusive to their
because they haven't learned. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm trying to say. They haven't learned. They haven't understood this band-aiding stuff doesn't work. That's one of the issues they was having. That's one of the issues they was having with Sean Layden and stuff like that. Sean Layden was like, hey man, we can't keep band-aiding this stuff, man. It's like we're gonna have to kind of like, get into some other stuff. And they didn't want to hear that. It's like, they just didn't want to hear that. But hey, but real quick, and I'm gonna shut up, is that everybody wants to sit there wanting this deal to fall. And to me, it's like, dude, are you sure about that? Because I said, look, this is like Connor McLeod with a claymore. Either way, either side of the sword is bladed. Mm-hmm. And if you block them from getting ABK, you just freed up close to $70 billion to go to a hell of a lot of other damn places. And you sure you want to do that?
Fireballs, could you imagine showing up to a job at any company and saying, hey guys, do you have profit sharing? What's my starting salary? What are the benefits in the salary? Oh, no. We don't pay in salary. We pay in perception. You leave out that fucking door.
Yeah, and see, it's funny you brought that up, E-Rock, because that just jogged my mind on another thing that I was talking to like legal and realists about and stuff, is the fact that Sony don't seem to get this, but if they screwed this deal up, if they screw these Activision executives who are sitting there rubbing their hands together for that money, for a chunk of that 70 bill, like flies around a plate of poop. If they screw that up, I don't know. There's a chance you might have just shit in the doggone pool, as far as like any other little so-called benefits may go. You might have just screwed yourself, and people can sit there saying, "Oh, in business, you don't have no room to be petty. You can't be petty in business." No, businesses can get petty. So they can get petty if they need to. So that's two things. One, they free up that $70 billion to go to multiple other places, locking them out from that. Because hey, EU and CMA if they buy, say, like Sega, you ain't gonna CMA and UK and EU can't do nothing about that. They have to okay it.
Did you guys hear about what it's kind of in the background of people talking this week because of what Embracer did? Embracer bought, who did they buy? Embracer
Oh,
bought a
oh,
couple of
oh! I know
them.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. And then
Yeah.
it's all over Twitter. They're saying that all of a sudden in the lineup, the lineup of all the studios they bought, Crystal Dynamics is not in the lineup. They were there,
Yeah.
but now they're
Yeah.
not. And so
So
the
the rumor is
speculation,
what?
the speculation is everybody thinks that Embracer is working with Microsoft to hold those studios for them when ABK closes.
Hey man, that's business. That's how you do it. You create partnerships, you create deals, and you reap the benefits of it. You know, and for listen, Microsoft learned a lesson last generation that not owning stuff is gonna cost you a lot. And by that I mean they didn't own Insomniac, so we don't have a Sunset Overdrive 2.
They didn't own Press Play.
Yeah, they didn't.
That's why Max Curse of the Brotherhood left.
Yep,
They didn't
own Remedy.
Titanfall. They didn't own Remedy exactly.
And so now this generation,
is Remedy actually came to them to try to buy them.
So did Insomniac engine that they use now was paid for by Microsoft.
Absolutely.
So Microsoft spent
just like Northlight.
Yes, Microsoft spent millions of dollars on games. The guys who were supposed to make that game that was canceled, Scalebound, $100 million for them. They spent all this money on games, and what was the benefit they received? Oh, they just get criticized for 8 years for not having games. So now their motto is, okay, I'm just going to own stuff, and that's why they didn't do the Marvel deal from a couple of years ago because if they did a Marvel deal, they would not own a Marvel exclusive IP, and they'll be slaves to Disney, like the way Sony is with the Spider-Man stuff.
Or the game would have came out to Xbox and somehow made its way to PlayStation a few years later after they paid for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And it's so clear that them days are over with Microsoft, man. They learned Phil pretty much learned on the job last generation with how them deals just didn't plan out. And now look, now he's just buying up everything. Now every interviewer is asking him, "Are you buying more stuff?" "Yep, we are." "Are you buying more stuff?" "Yep, we are." "What are you buying next?" "Well, you'll see."
They got screwed. They got screwed with Max. They got screwed with Titanfall. They got screwed with Ori. They got screwed with Cuphead. They got screwed with Dead Rising. They got screwed with Tomb Raider. They got screwed so bad.
Listen, every exclusive that they didn't own somehow screwed them, except for State of Decay 2, who they eventually bought out, and Playground Games, who they eventually bought out.
And so then Recore and Quantum didn't screw them because they bought the IP, if you remember.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, because Rise even screwed them because Crytek, they tried to buy it from Crytek when they wanted to do a sequel and Crytek said no, because I think they wanted like more money.
Right.
Even though the game didn't do well enough, right? So they weren't going to take that sacrifice if the game didn't sell well enough. Plus, even though it was just a launch game, so they had to be reasonable about it. But Crytek didn't want to do that. So they're like, oh no, because even Ryan McCaffrey talked about it on his podcast, how they were trying to get acquisition to buy the IP for Rise, and Crytek said no. And look where Crytek is today, rehashing all the fucking goddamn Crysis because they can't sell any other IP other than Crysis.
Right. Yeah.
Apparently.
And look, they got backlash for doing third-party deals like Rise of the Tomb Raider. So now they're just like, man, let's just own everything. You know, let's just own our games and put it out. And listen, when we own it, we're going to reap 100% of the benefit. There's going to be no middleman.
And then nobody can go do back deals and run away or ask us, please put it on PlayStation or Nintendo.
Todd Howard ain't gonna one day say that Starfield's on PlayStation. None of that stuff, man.
No, he's not gonna go crying to Phil. Hey, Phil, and we put it on the PlayStation. You see all those people that play over there? You see how many consoles sold?
Oh yeah, I know they wanted that. I was just using that as an example.
Todd wanted that because as I tell a lot of people, that the engines that they use are they're Windows-based engines. They use a lot of Windows-based architecture, and here it is. You're trying to tell them because all right. Here's the thing. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Here's the thing. Now. Here's the thing. When Elder Scrolls came out with Oblivion. All right. What was the most everybody always talks about? Like, oh, look at Bethesda. All right, what side of the map did the whole Bethesda name start from? The Sony side, right? And why did it start? because on their platform, on the PlayStation, that's where the most bugs and lower performance was. Be it in Oblivion, be it with Skyrim. More bugs were on the PlayStation than they were on the Xbox. Dude, I was in line for my Elder Scrolls, all right? I was in line. I had mine's day one, all right? Be it Oblivion and Skyrim. I had them day one. And a lot of and don't get me wrong, I was seeing some bugs, but I was not seeing shit like what the fuck I was seeing when I bought it for my old man and stuff like that. I was seeing his character go into a T-pose and float off into rapture. Hello?
Yeah. Hey, look, man.
I'm sorry. I thought I got disconnected, but yeah, his character would fly off in the rapture, would just start floating into the air, and the bugs were so bad to the point to where it was game breaking. You could not finish the game, and they had to keep doing patch after patch after patch.
You talking about on PS3?
Yes, PS3 and PS4.
Yeah, and the PS3, all those games like Oblivion, Elder Scrolls, those games ran like shit.
Yes, it was horrible.
After a while, the memory couldn't allocate the game.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he couldn't. Dude, he was so
exactly like my son said.
Yeah, because he was so pissed off because he was actually loving Skyrim, and he couldn't play it. He couldn't complete it because he would have a situation where he's like running from some bandits. He's like outnumbered. He's trying to run away from bandits or some monsters. He's going into the damn ground. He would be standing there. He would just be standing there, right? Just, kind of like, just basically just looking around at the environment. He'll start floating up. it's like, what the hell is going on here? But yet you played one on my 360. You didn't get those problems. So the thing is, dude, I'm very sure that Todd could give two shits about what the mules got to say. He could care less because of the fact that now my team does not have to sit here wrestling back and forth with a bunch of like assholes around some table who just focus about the money, saying, well, you really should make this run on this toaster. We got this new interactive microwave is out. You think you can make the game run on that? They don't have to worry about bullshit like that no more. They can just focus on one platform. And the best thing of all is all the teams on Xbox. And it's funny because I don't know if y'all remember an article. I think it was like late last year. There was an article where they interviewed, Raven Studios and Treyarch, and they mentioned that the engine that they use for Call of Duty is going through a major overhaul to utilize, guess what? DirectX 12 Ultimate. All the teams under Xbox, everybody's engines are being overhauled to make full use of DirectX 12 Ultimate and pull out everything it can. We're talking about direct storage. We're talking about machine learning, direct RT ray tracing, all that stuff. So who does that leave out in the dark? DirectX doesn't run on, last I remember, DirectX doesn't work on anything that's non-Windows based.
Yeah. It's Sony. That's one of the reasons why I want the ABK deal to go through. Not just, I'm petty and I'm a prick and I'm like E-Rock, man. When I'll join E-Rock. We'll celebrate when they go, when Sony finally dies and PlayStation's gone.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, we'll do that special podcast, right? But the reason why I wanted to say, because I'm a COD fan, right? I play COD. And one of the reasons why is because, like you're talking about with Starfield, right? And I know we didn't get to see it this year. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to see Starfield, because Starfield to me is that litmus test when it comes to Xbox and what they're going to do with the future of these studios, right? Because I do expect like next generation type games, right? That next tier, and that's what I want to see with Call of Duty. I want to see that next level. And like you were saying, with the ray tracing, all of that stuff that they're talking about, and more importantly, if you don't have to make multiple like games for multiple consoles,
they don't have to make compromises too. That's the best thing.
Yeah,
just
because we all know the The most
Yeah.
powerful console is the Series X. And we know that coming down the line, this isn't just now that Microsoft is doing. They're future casting. Their whole lineup of whether it's online or it's going to be the actual consoles themselves or PC, right? It's all going to be created for that purpose. And that's one of the reasons why I want to see ABK go through. Not just about, being petty. But that's one of the main reasons I want, because I want to have the better server service. I want them to have the better graphical. This stuff is, look, we've all said this. I know you guys have said it on your podcast, right? Sony right now, for all the BSing that all the ponies do, they're the ones technically holding us back right now.
They run all their consoles on Linux, so that should tell you everything.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah,
but Sega, were you gonna say something?
He hasn't got a word. Is he all right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sega man just be chilling, man. He be chilling. There's no tuck, so we don't get.
And then he comes in and hits you with like an 8-piece and one word.
Yeah, but you know what? When Sega man speaks, I listen.
Right.
No, but I didn't mean to cut you off. If you're gonna say something. But...
Sega man just absorbing. He's vibing right now, and then he's gonna unleash. He's like Sunspot from X Factor. He's absorbing it, and then he's gonna unleash it all in one one blow.
Hey, listen, those who listen learn.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like I said, man, dude, it's like that's what's going on. Todd don't care that they're not going to get Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 because him and his team, they do not have to stress anymore. They don't have to deal with them. They don't have to deal with those tight asses no more, sitting around the table talking about putting the game on like 50 different doggone platforms that they know damn well shouldn't be running.
They put Skyrim on Switch, man. They were really trying to hustle.
Oh, Jesus. Nope, the Switch. Can you imagine trying to being forced to develop your game like The Witcher, for example, on that fucking thing? That must have been a nightmare.
Yo, the Witcher, when I saw The Witcher went to Switch, that blew me away because then I saw the video. Then they said some resolution I never even heard of. They're like, it runs at 592p at 17 frames per second. I was like, damn, dude, who at CD Projekt Red made them poor developers port that damn game to that?
They trying to recoup the losses from Cyberpunk. They're trying to recoup them losses.
Hey, that's a company I wouldn't mind Microsoft dropping some money on, man. I actually love CD Projekt Red a lot.
Man, they need to pick up a Sorbo, a Sobo. Yeah, there's so much potential out there.
You guys want to talk about
what a Sobo is? A Sobo has been approached multiple times, and they keep pushing them away. And I think I kind of see the reason why, because if you look into a Sobo a little bit deeper, dude, they a lot of hands. They got a lot of hands on them right now, and they have a lot. They're tied up into a lot of different licenses. I didn't know they had so many Disney licenses and stuff. So that might be one of the reasons why they're kind of like might not be able to do this right now. At least now. I also think they like the relationship that they have right now with Microsoft, because remember they worked with them with multiple projects already, doing certain things.
Microsoft has a lot of money though, so we'll see.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're comfortable.
Unlike Japanese companies, they're actually smart to not bite the hand that's feeding them.
Oh yeah, that loyalty is taking them real far. Mm-hmm. Let's go ask Square Enix.
After playing Plague Tale, like playing the game the other day, man, I definitely jump on board with that. I definitely jump on board with them.
It's certified fresh, right, brother? It's good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think
underrated as fuck.
Japanese developers starting to turn around is once again doing a deeper look. You also notice that a lot of them are losing their older leadership and stuff like that.
Okay.
A lot of their older leadership is being forced to step down, like with Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
The dude who was in charge of Atlas, I want to say like throughout the later 360 days going through last gen and stuff, he's already stepped down. He's out the window. They tossed him out the window. So it's a new person now. And that's probably one explanation right there. Matter of fact, when what's his name from Platinum was all of a sudden, trying to pander towards, Phil, picking them up, acquiring them and stuff like that. The dude who was in charge of them at the time, the dude who was in charge of them at the time, he stepped down. He walked away, and it was just
the one that actually run. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that actually ran Platinum Games. That's why now they're trying to, be on top of Microsoft ads. Oh, please give us another chance. That's why.
They flipped away from that, and the reason why they flipped away from that is another old guy stepped in as their new CEO. So whereas all before they were like, Phil, let's work together, or more like, hey, putting themselves up. Cause y'all see, I know y'all seen the tweets where they were putting themselves up, talking about, oh, we see Microsoft is doing acquisitions and stuff like that. All of a sudden, we don't see that talk no more. The last thing you saw was this dude stepped in, and now they're talking all the stuff about we're looking for investments. It's like, okay, y'all went from wanting to be bought to all of a sudden, let's just have investments. That's what the old.
No one's going to invest on your company because their games don't sell. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they make good stuff, but their games don't sell.
Yeah, that's what the old people do. But hey, Ebot, it's funny, but they just got a gasp of air. They were sinking, but they got a gasp of air now with Bayonetta. With Bayonetta 3 finally coming out.
Nintendo funded it, so they didn't really have to worry about their pockets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the game's supposedly reviewed well. I don't know how it's sold, but it's supposedly reviewing well.
It's not going to sell on Nintendo.
It's not selling well. It's already on sale. Yeah. It's already $40.
Yeah,
when you know when a game's not doing well when it's literally on sale in less than 2 weeks from release. That's how you know. But the first two didn't sell.
If only there was a service that they could utilize to help get the game out.
Right? Exactly. If only.
I see exactly where that was going. Nice low blow. Way to sweep the leg, Johnny.
Sweep the leg, Mr. Lawrence. Do you have a problem? No, but I kind of want to pivot with a conversation, man, because Fireboss, I understand what you're saying as far as Sony and the things that they do, but one of the things, it's just a different playing field right now, and one of the reasons why I think it is because of Game Pass. The acquisitions are important. That's true. Phil has done everything that they need, and Phil and Microsoft have done everything they need to do to try and appease the actual gamers out there, right? But to me, their bread and butter is Game Pass, and the only reason I say that is because I use it just about every day. I feel like I'm like 17, well, I'd say like 13, 14 years old, trying to find time to play all these games that are on the service.
Discover them, yeah.
Right, because all of this stuff was built from the ground up, which is why Sony will never. And that's what pisses me off. Dude. People keep on, and it doesn't piss me off that the Sony people say it. It pisses me off that the Xbox guys always go to this, and they're not really. Is that Game Pass will be on Sony, right? Or Game Pass will be on Nintendo, which these guys don't share with us, right? Why? And would it make good business sense for them to do that anyway? And again, like I said in a previous video, dude, I don't want to be hamstringed by these guys, man. I want them to be done with Sony. I want them to be done with Nintendo because I don't want them.
The only way that's going to happen. The only way that's going to happen is with xCloud through browser. That's the only way, and that's the reason why Sony has that browser locked up. That's why.
Right.
That's the only way, because they can't put an app on there, and they can't cobble those games on there because of the fact that these are games that are heavily laced with DirectX 12 features. Sony PlayStation can't run DirectX 12. That's what needs to make people need to get through their heads. All right, you got a system that is based off of a variant, a branch, a fork, mind you, of Linux, BSD, and you're trying to sit there and tell them to take a Win-based API, a suite of libraries, to be cobbled into a fork off of Linux? Are you insane? And then you're gonna and you see how they do. You see how they act when something doesn't work right, and it came from Microsoft. Oh, this game is buggy. Oh, this game is not raw. Look what Halo's doing. Halo's doing this. You see how people act.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much? Understand how much of a PR nightmare that is going to be for them to try to recover from? And then let's not even get into the logistics of it, of the overhead of having to maintain that fucking monstrosity. You're like, no,
you remember when Quantum Break they did the PC version? How they tried to blame that shit on the fact that that they didn't build a good enough engine. Remedy with Microsoft, even though that had nothing to do with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, it's like everybody who says that is basically these are what you call the wishers. All right, these are the ones who wish. They're wishing for it because they don't want to be pulled off of their plastic of choice. They want to know that when I wake up in the morning,
they want Game Pass, but they want it on their console. Yeah.
That's right. And
they only want it there so they can say Xbox has no games.
Yeah, or just say, "Oh, look, Microsoft is irrelevant. Why you need an Xbox console? You don't need one."
Listen, you hit the nail on the head.
Listen, you can't convince me the same people who've been hating Halo for 20 years. If it goes to PlayStation, all of a sudden they love it. No,
right.
They only want it there so they could say that Xbox has no game. That's it. That's it.
That's the problem, though. It's not the Sony guys saying it. It's our guys.
Yeah. It's
the people on our side.
Yeah. You see. The Xbox community. Xbox community is so weird.
That's the problem. I don't think they've ever been Xbox. I think a whole lot of them is they're closet PlayStation and Nintendo fans, which is okay. You can be fans or whatever.
I actually think they are Xbox fans. I think that they just want Xbox to be PlayStation 2.0. They want the Game of the Year awards. They want the review scores and all that. They want the cinematic tear jerking walking through the wheat fields. Not necessarily that. Not necessarily that. They want the bragging rights that they feel Sony fans have because they can't say stupid shit like, hey, you can't enjoy a 97 Metacritic game and all that other goofy shit that nobody cares about, but for some reason some of these Xbox dudes fall for that shit. And they fall for it hard too. I don't know why, but every single
when you see Xbox dudes, right, showing off that they bought God of War before they showed off that they bought Halo. Instead, they were like, "Yeah, I'm playing Halo on Game Pass," and they didn't even go out and buy the fucking game. Right?
The amount of Xbox dudes I saw who dropped $275 on the collector's edition of God of War. Which, by the way, I'm not pocket watching. But I'm just saying, it's just that I never seen them buy the collector's edition of like Gears 5 or something too, right? Or I saw this one a lot, guys, this week. Man, they called me a Xbot, but I'm about to beat God of War before they do. And it's like, you want a cookie?
That's Randall Thor in a nutshell. He does that shit every time. Every time.
Yeah, and it's just like what you beat? Oh yeah, you beat a game. So what? I beat a game all the time. I just beat Gotham Knights. You want me to be like, hey guys, I beat Gotham Knights. Can you retweet that or some dumb shit? No, nobody cares that you beat a game. But, and for some reason they just got this weird enthusiasm when they think. See, this is what keeps happening in Sega forever. They're told that Xbox doesn't have X, so now all of a sudden they want X. But Xbox actually does have it, and they just don't appreciate it in the moment. Because I don't know what it is about the Xbox. I don't want it
that way. I want it this way.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is about this Xbox community, guys. But this community can never just be in the moment about anything. The moment a game, like the moment Halo released, they were on the 2022 lineup of games. What are 2022 games? The moment I'm not. Am I lying, Hebot? The moment Halo released, that's like. Well, what about 2022? The game. Play the game first, then worry about that.
When Gunk dropped, hey, when we getting some more games? When we getting this? When we getting that? When Crossfire dropped? When the Forza Horizon dropped? You're absolutely right. They were like, where are the other games at? That's all we getting? Meanwhile, when PlayStation bring one game a year that actually people talk about, oh, see, this is why you own a PlayStation, because they got the bangers. Oh, my God, Microsoft, you need bangers like this.
I think
So
That's why I
fucking
did that video
ridiculous.
the other day, dude.
They're worse than kids on kindergarten.
But that thing pissed me off, dude. That's why I opened up my library for Game Pass. I'm like, dude, you guys look at all these games, dude. That's why whenever the thing that I knew that they were gonna start flipping that script, right, was when they gave us, what was it, October? Yeah, I think it was October. They showed the games, right? And when I looked at the games, I was like, okay, there's like about 3 or 4 games that I'm kind of interested in, right? And I might check out. I'll be like Sega Man, right? I'll download them, and then I'll try and find time to check those out. But right now, I want to play these 3 games. In between the time that those games were announced, and then as we were going through October, they just kept on dropping like more games every week, right? There was little fillers that were following into the system to the point where I was frustrated because I'm like, I even turned to my daughter, dude. My daughter was standing. I was like, dude, I wish some of these games sucked. I turned to my daughter, I wish some of these games were horrible so that I don't have to play them. Right? So I could just move on to something else. That's how bad it is. And it's everyone, and then it's so asinine, right? When you hear these guys, like Randall and all these other guys talking about it, right? And you know what really pisses me off about it? They never admit when they're wrong.
Never.
They never admit when they're wrong.
And see, I will admit though, there was one video. Yeah, there was one video I remember that Randall Thor bought it up where what was it when Starfield and Redfall were delayed and everybody was in their little rant state and everything about it. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember exactly if it was Rand, but one of them, I know it was one of the podcasts admit that one of them admitted that this kind of like takes precious ammo away from the Xbox community for the console war, and that's when I got pissed off. I was like, hold on a second, why the fuck is y'all worrying about ammo? Why are you worrying about that? I was like, dude, you could drop nukes on top of these jokers. They're like the Japanese joke around and call them cockroaches. They'll shake the ashes off and keep scurrying around. Just doing Xbox got no game. Xbox got no game. They're gonna keep going. You ain't gonna stop them.
Listen, Fire Boss, Xbox already won the console war anyway, so there's nothing to fight. There's nothing to fight. Listen, Xbox fans.
Why are they wasting their O2?
Yeah, exactly.
Your bandwidth.
Xbox fans should. All we should ever do is do a victory. Every podcast should really just be a victory lap as an Xbox fan,
like ours.
Yeah, because we got. Listen, we're getting Call of Duty made $1 billion in 10 days. That's going to be an Xbox officially an Xbox first party studio next summer. We won. We won last year on September 21st, 2020. I meant when Phil Spencer said that Microsoft owns Bethesda, it was over. It was over, and Sony's been panicking since. Sony was going to buy time exclusivity for fucking Starfield, and that in the moment, and when after Microsoft bought Bethesda, they ripped that contract up so fucking fast and said, "Oh no, you ain't getting your hands on Bethesda's first new IP in 25 years. No, that's an Xbox game."
Yeah,
Sony has. And here's the thing: people always say stuff like where's the Xbox equivalent of God of War? Sony has no equivalent to Starfield. None, not even remotely close. At least
Sony don't have an equivalent to Forza. Sony don't have no equivalent to Halo. Sony don't have an equivalent to Gears.
They did called Drive Club, and they fucked that up.
2013. Hey, you know who I want to fight with? Sega Man. Wake your ass up, nigga. You can't be here sleeping.
Wake up.
Hey, Sega Man.
He's out.
I don't care. Look, he pulling a tuck on us, man. Wake your ass up.
Yes, he is. He's out like a light.
He's gone.
He's gone.
What's funny is that it's more. His time zone is more closer to Sega Forever's. That's what's hold on a second. Whoa, he's East Coast, ain't he?
Man, he's on the East Coast, man. Sega Man, get your ass.
Playing on your team.
Why the hell I keep thinking he in California? I'm sorry. My apologies. I take that back.
No, he in Pittsburgh, man. He had him some fucking grits and fucking and fucking Parmesan cheese. Get your ass.
Happened was he got out of work. He got out of work at 11 o'clock.
That don't sound right.
And that's why he fell out. It's Friday night too, and it's raining over here. Oh, he out.
Man, wake your ass up, man. I ain't trying to hear that. But anyway, man, it's like Unlimited Production said. Every podcast we do, Sega Forever is a victory lap. We just in celebration mode. The only people ain't celebrating it's Sony. Y'all can't take Call of Duty from us. Watch, you ain't gonna be hearing no more about God of War. I'll say in about 4 days, give and take. They'll be back to fucking no Xbox.
No, about a week, because the media is gonna keep pushing it. So about a week.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you guys this, dude. All I'm waiting for is all the normies and the casuals to come over. That's gonna be our power. When those guys come over here, it's over.
You want down?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
you know what? I'll tell you this.
He's talking about smashing away the user numbers, the MPD. That's the best way to do it because that's where the bulk of the numbers is. It's the casuals because they don't know any better. They're not vested like we are to know what's the more powerful console. They're not vested to know where's Halo at and all that. They don't care about that. They just want to know where's my Madden at, where's my GTA at, where's my Call of Duty at. You get what I'm saying? That's all they care about.
It's not just that, dude. What I need them here for is I need them for that $14.99 a month. That's why I need them here. I need them for that $14.99 a month. In Game Pass. That's why I want them.
We could have that, but we have a problem because there's also people that want to see gold go away, but there's a problem as to why that won't happen. Reason being is because of the fact that we have Xboxers who are stuck on gold and they refuse to touch Game Pass with a 10-foot pole. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But because I've known a few of them. There's a huge encampment. This is the reason why Xbox can't get rid of gold. And also the same reason as to why we can't get people to roll into gold. Because these are dudes who have voiced it loud and clear that if you forcefully convert us, like PlayStation did with Spartacus to their PSN users and stuff, they had a huge drop in users, right? Mm-hmm. That's because they forcefully converted these people.
Microsoft will not do that. Yeah. Okay, they don't need to do that. They're already here. They're already on our side. This is why we need the other people. Remember, Satya said that the majority of the people that own S's are new. They're first time engagement. This is what we need. We need those guys to come over, and that's why COD is important, right? And then for some people are saying, look, we don't have, like Phil said it, right? We don't have the numbers as far as the consoles. Dude, this is the long game, right? We need the stages, right? We just need to get everybody in the ecosystem. And then all of this stuff, it'll be dead. Everything will be dead for these guys. Because once you start getting up to the like with Netflix, dude, this is why Disney Plus. Because look, Disney Plus sits there and they tout how much 200 whatever million. Look, Disney lies. I'm a Disney fan. Yeah, Disney lies, right? They've always been that way ever since I was young. Since the Wonderful World of Disney, these dudes do not tell the truth, right? Because that's how they are. Right?
Hey, watch it. They'll send Goofy to yuck you.
I've been a Disney fan my entire life. Look, they lie. That's what they do, right? And so that's what it is. And Netflix dominates, right? Because they were the first ones to do it, like Microsoft's doing with Game Pass, and they got the user base. Dude, there's stuff that Netflix does that I don't like to do, but you know why I never cancel my subscription? You know why? Because they have K-dramas. I watch K-dramas, dude. And I don't have to go on the internet and try and configure my computer to watch some kind of Korean program that's going to translate it in Hangul to English to whatever kind of. I don't have to do
forever. Preach. Do you know why? Do you know why Disney had to lie about those numbers 2 months ago, and why Paramount Plus and HBO Max and them is never going to catch up to Netflix? Just because I like and me and Unlimited Production like Rings of Power and House of the Dragon, that don't mean somebody in Korea like that shit. Netflix makes entertainment for a global market. They don't give a shit that I'm maybe one of 5 million people who watched Wendell and Wild or who will watch Slumberland. I keep trying to correct our boy Other Zinc. Like all Netflix does is make original content that they could have released in the theater, but they smart. They're like, no, we want you to stay at home and stream this shit. Which David Zaslav would wake the fuck up. Netflix makes entertainment for a global audience. I'm jealous of them. I don't know how they did it so fast. They make shit for a global audience. They got servers. They send internet companies these ISP boxes to run their shit faster. They own some other shit. They own some other shit You're not catching up to them. So Disney had to lie and say, "Oh yeah, we surpassed them. We got 250 million subscribers if you count fucking Hulu, if you count ESPN Plus, you know what I mean? The Lego Network, you know, all the bullshit we on. Like, motherfucker, stop. Just stop the bullshit.
People who watch the ABC channel on Thursday.
Yeah, just why you gotta be out here and lie and shit? Right, expose that shit. But anyway, look, man, we live in a crazy time, dude.
Look, that's why I love Sarah Bond, right? Because she's one of the first people that said this about it's not about it's the content, it's engagement. She was talking about that. It is the content war. It's not the console war. It's the content war. And look, boss, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. But what I am saying is that I'm just tired. I'm tired of. I'm just tired, dude. I'm tired of all this BS, right? I'm tired of our media and gaming media. I'm tired of this so-called gamers, which they're not. And I'm tired of. I'm at a point now. I'm like, yeah, welcome these guys over because they give us the numbers and they'll pay the cost. Because if that subscriber count, everybody's sitting there. Look, Microsoft was getting hate for something that was possibly to be done as far as raising the subscription price. You actually had Sony who actually raised the prices on their gamers, right? And nothing. Right, crickets.
They actually praised them for raising prices. Oh, it's going to sell more now.
Yeah,
they literally were saying stuff like that it's going to sell more, and then they wanted Xbox people to be upset over a price increase that never happened.
Yeah, and Phil just said, well, and then the way Phil answered it, and is in the way that Phil talks about stuff around, that political way around the, ring around the rosy kind of thing that he talks. He answers it, well, in the future, and people around with that, dude. And I'm sitting here going,
that's another thing I'll defend Phil on, because sometimes Phil is literally just answering a simple question, and then these clickbait headlines turn it into listen. For some reason, people, it's weird. We live, like E-Rock said, we live in weird times, Sega Forever, where people hear what they want to hear no matter what you said. So Phil, a lot of times, I kid you not, because I actually read these articles, right? Phil would literally just answer a simple question. Somebody say, "Hey, so what do you think about your 2023 lineup?" I think we got a great lineup coming up. We got a new IP in Starfield. The headline would be, "Phil says Xbox has no games for 2022," when he literally never said that. and that's the stuff like that be driving me crazy, because he literally would not say that, and yet that's what the headline would be. And people listen. I came to the conclusion years ago, Sega Forever, people do not read reviews, and they only read headlines of articles and form 100% of their opinion off the headline. And that's where we're at right now.
And that's across the board. That's everything.
Yeah, man.
You guys were there when what would you do if your favorite console, if you had every bit of evidence right in front of your eyes that your favorite console was broke, losing money from a tweet, could not afford to buy publishers anymore, had invested in time exclusivity and is biting them in the ass? What would you do to save your favorite company? Would you do like we did Sega Forever in 2000 when the Dreamcast went away and said, okay, man, this is business. There's nothing I can do about it. Or would you go to Twitter every day and be in spaces, making dumb tweets, lying, making clickbait articles, doing dumb alternative math like King Thrash, sitting around like Colin Moriarty saying that the competition doesn't grow games organically, when that's all Sony did was buy when they had the money? These guys are doing plausible deniability. They don't want to own up to anything. They don't want to accept facts. They don't want to accept numbers. And as Hebot said, they live basically in a world of perception where it's perceived that Sony is number one, where it's perceived that God of War is this great fucking IP when the truth is out there that it isn't. It's more important to believe in fiction than believe in facts. And I have never, Sega Forever and Fireball, seen this in my 25 years or more of being involved in this shit. I've never seen people say, nope, I'm not listening. I'm not listening to the fact that this company made $3 billion in one quarter. I'm not listening to the fact that Sony lost $20 billion from a tweet. We're not listening. I have never seen this in my life. It's bizarre.
Hey, I'm with you there, E-Rock. It blew me away. Listen, I've been saying this for a couple of months now. For some reason, everybody has more faith in Sony than Sony themselves, and I've never seen this happen before. I've never seen a company that was dying or losing money in which everybody like when I was a wrestling fan back in the 90s. I remember when WCW was going out of business because the TV production was terrible at the end and all this other stuff. Nobody no WCW wrestling fan in 2001 was like, man, they're gonna bounce back and kick the WWF's ass.
Yo,
no,
this shit is fire tonight.
yeah. When it died, E-Rock in 2001, it went away, and then a lot of us WCW fans just stopped watching wrestling altogether because it was like, okay, well, that sucks. Our favorite wrestling shows off the air,
or the smart ones turned to USA and started watching The Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah, exactly. Or that, but with Sony E-Rock. For some reason, everybody but Sony themselves have this unwavering faith in them, man. But Sony literally says things like, we can't make a multiplayer game like Call of Duty. And what did everybody say? Oh, just make another Killzone. There's a reason why we haven't seen a new Killzone game in 20 years, guys. The shit sucked then, and it's gonna suck now. You know what I'm saying? Sony loses some insane number of loses 37% in their game revenue or something like that. It's just a slow quarter. Wait until God of War hit. Then the number's gonna blow up. No, it's not. No, it's God of War's not gonna save them. And yet, E-Rock, no matter what happens, Microsoft literally had a record-breaking fiscal year, $16.2 billion for the Xbox division, right? Record-breaking. And what happened? Oh, well, what about Sony? Sony released the numbers, and they missed their expected projections by like 21%. Yeah. Unwavering confidence in such a losing brand. Again, this is like if I thought the Houston Texans was winning the Super Bowl. They're 1-10. It's not happening.
Well, they could always turn it around. You just wait till this last game. Like I've never. And the reason why are you Xbox here at 1:56 in the morning talking about this shit? Because I'm baffled. I woke up, I saw the link. I said I need to talk about this with Sega Forever because I'm baffled. I have never. A lot of us here followed Sony for decades. I have never seen this sort of lunacy. They've been lunatics before, Fireboss, but this is a new level of lunacy. This is something I've never seen before, and it's interesting because this company is dying, and when it goes away, I'm going to call y'all. I'm going to call Sega Man. I'm going to call up Sega Forever, even though that call is going to be long distance and cost me a ton of money. I'm going to call you guys so that we can all whip out our Johnsons, piss on their grave, and dance. We have to. We have to. I'm sorry to be so vulgar, Sega Forever, but the fact that you called it tonight, the fact that you said you're pissed, this upsets you, you're angry, is because you have a functioning brain. It's because you see the facts. You see what's out there. You see that a product is giving you everything you want, and another product has half-assed it for this entire generation or more and gets all the praise. But it's okay because how you answer all this bullshit is $2.9 billion in one fiscal quarter. They hate that shit. They say Hebot says some brilliant shit. They hate Xbox because Xbox is winning. I've never seen this before. I didn't get mad because the Houston Astros beat the Phillies. I just said, oh, well, y'all dumb motherfuckers should have closed out game 3 in Philly. Oh, well, it sucks to be you. I didn't. Man, I'm going to drive down Houston and get my revenge. I'm like, what? These Sony fans are emotionally attached to this Japanese box at Sega Forever. I can't understand it. I don't understand it.
I don't get it either, man. Because and throughout my life, man, I've seen so many products come and go, so many industries come and go, so many businesses come and go, and Sony is literally the only one I've ever seen where people just fighting. They fighting this like it's an actual real war. You know what I'm saying? They treat this console war stuff like it's the actual thing. Listen,
when the Atari was about to go under, did you see us? Did you see us going crazy? Did you see us in front of Atari headquarters? When the TurboGrafx was about to go under. Did you see us in front of? Did you see us get tickets to fly all the way to Japan and stand outside of NEC saying no, fight back,
These
fight harder.
Fireboss, these PlayStation fans literally tweeted the president of the United States, the president of the free freaking world, about a video game deal. About a video game, not the economy, not gas prices, not food shortages, video games.
Not just him. Elizabeth Warren. They tweeted Elon Musk. This motherfucker making rockets. They tweeted him. they tweeted Doctor Who. Like, these niggas don't even know who Doctor Who is. Can you please use the time machine and stop Xbox now? Like Doctor Who. I'm the only motherfucker who even knows who that motherfucker is. They tweeted every fucking body to stop this Activision deal. And I'm like, you guys have never shown this much interest in anything. Your communities, Black Lives Matter, puppy lives matter. Y'all never showed this kind of interest in anything. But we gotta stop the mean on Xbox. We gotta stop them from buying Activision. Why?
And I think the only reason why Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders chimed in saying something was because everybody's mindset is still reflective on the old Microsoft, not the new Microsoft, the old one ran by Ballmer and Bill.
And what's happening right now is that since the Democrats are in power, they're trying to push more antitrust laws and trying to stop these big mergers. I don't think people realize Microsoft is not the only company making big purchases right now. A lot of these big tech companies in particular are trying to buy up a lot of companies. Before any of these new antitrust laws kick in, that makes it harder. I don't think
were these people unlimited production when Disney bought Lucasfilm? We should have been in picket to stop them, and now look what has happened. You've gotten fucking Cassian Andor, and no one is watching it. Where were these people to stop the sale of MGM to Disney? No one was there. We couldn't stop it, and it happened. Where were these people to stop Disney from buying the MCU Marvel? And look what has happened. You've gotten Shang-Chi and Eternals. This is all
we're there to stop Amazon from buying MGM. God damn it, where am I going to get my bond fixed from? Right. What are you doing?
Come on, Fireballs. Come on now, please.
Yeah,
no one stopped these big deals unless it's Microsoft.
And even then, they're not going to stop it. They're just vocal about it because it's video game related. If I was a movie enthusiast, to the extent that I am a video game enthusiast, I followed the 20th Century Fox stuff, I'm pretty sure people would have been bitching then, just not to the extent of Sony fans do now. It's just a completely different level.
What's also funny is everybody. See, once again, we got the dreamers, the hopers out there. Oh, well, the deal will probably still go through, but there's going to be concessions. No, the fuck there isn't. Dude, I don't know if any of y'all follow me, but I've had one dude pissed the fuck off because both me and Realist had him fucking burning up. And see the way Realist has a way of where he says stuff where it's like you got to get in his mind where he's coming from, and you understand. Okay, I see what you mean, because it's not necessarily devil's advocate. It's more on the lines of like, I'm the fucking devil. I'm the troll with the fucking knife poking in your ankle, and it's to make you think. But if you don't think and you fly into your emotions, then that's where he has his fun with you. And this dude was pissed. This dude was pissed. Matter of fact, I think Unlimited might have faved it. I think I might have seen you faved it. But yeah, the dude was like, "Yeah, there's going to be concessions." And I'm like, "No, there's not."
Yeah, again, blind faith in Sony, as if they're this world unstoppable, powerful company who's so powerful. They really think Sony is so powerful. They got this grip over the UK government to stop a deal from American companies. Stop it now. Just stop it.
Because the UK don't have no money to fucking shoulder a lawsuit if Microsoft lawyers push it. You saw the news articles that they bought in that one lawyer who stopped the fucking the Nvidia deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Facebook sued them and won.
Oh yeah.
Damn, take a man.
No, that's Ebot.
Oh, that's Ebot. Wake your ass up, Ebot.
Hey, what happened? What happened? Did somebody turn on their PlayStation Pro?
Somebody cut some
Hey,
serious juice.
hey, Sega man.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, brother? Hey,
What's your ass
Sorry.
up?
Pick up.
Huh?
Hey, look,
I'm
man,
here.
you can't be getting on Tuck for being asleep, and then you over there cutting Z's, man. What you to have some of that fucking mac and cheese from Edge Groovy Grab Bag? Wake your ass up, nigga.
He's having Cocoa Smacks. He's having Cocoa Smacks Vitamin King, not King Vitamin.
Oh God, that's a brand I ain't heard in a while. King Vitamin.
Yes, sir. And then with a little snap dab of Kaboom on top.
Damn.
Kaboom! Shit,
Man.
that's the best box cover ever. That's the best box that could describe what ponies look like.
Man, he about taking it back.
Sega man, Sega Forever asked you, what's your thoughts on all these Xbox dudes, man, turncoating and acting a fool, man, for one game coming out?
Bruh, these dudes out here, man, they were just not they're always been turncoats, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not true.
Wait.
They're just not true Xbox players, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, dude, because I saw your video, man. Your video was awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
You guys, all of you guys, man. You guys brought the fire, dude. Seriously. Like
for God of War.
Yeah, dude. Because I've been sitting here like, okay, so I don't got a lot of time to do the videos and stuff like that, right? That's why I like watching you guys' stuff, man. Because you can't watch anybody.
Nah.
You know, all these people that are supposed to be on our side. The only time, like I told Hebot, the only time that I will watch some of these guys is to see if they'll capitulate, like they're wrong, right? So,
It never happens,
and they never do. That's the only time, like the IGN show, I watched it like when the Activision thing came through just to see, and that's why I ended up watching it. But I never watched their content, dude, because these guys they're not Xbox guys, dude.
Yeah, the first
So it's always
time
good.
the Activision thing was brought up, and they had that little IGN Xbox sit down and stuff. They were talking out the side of their fucking chops. But the most recent one, they seem I guess the sensationalism of it is starting to die down, and they starting to kind of wake up and be like, oh, okay, all right, this merger is making sense. Okay, now you kind of notice that it's kind of I guess some of them are starting to ease into it, but I think it's also the fact that a lot of them are starting to realize that, man, guys, we're no longer going to be in a world ruled by Sony anymore. We better start getting right with the new lords.
Yeah. What they need to realize is they should learn from G4. That's number one, right?
Wow.
These media guys do not hold that level of influence anymore. Dude, I'd rather listen to you guys. And I don't mean that as a slight, dude. Because you know why? Because like I was saying, dude, I was playing I need to get an energy drink. Plague's Tale Requiem, man. I'm playing that, and E-Rock's been talking about that thing for like damn near 2 years. Right. So I finally played, and I'm like, yeah, he's right. So that's how it is, man. It's like a lot of people, I don't need these guys to tell me anything. Number one, I experience it myself, but if I need any advice, I'll just listen to you guys or people in our circle. Right. I mean, these guys are just not, they're not needed, is what I'm trying to say.
The problem is we're voiceless. All of us here are voiceless because I think combined we may have 3,000 subs. All of us here are voiceless. And these guys like Paris Lilly and Colin Moriarty have such a huge platform. Yeah. And instead of using logic and using numbers and using facts, they choose to give into the mob. The mob controls them. And I better not, even John Lindemann from Digital Foundry, he's always like, I better cave into the mob or else they'll attack me. I've never seen this level of cowardice and this level of just spinelessness ever. And Microsoft continues to allow these guys to have a voice, but I understand why now, because again, $2.9 billion in 3 months speaks louder than any of their videos, any of their yellow journalism articles can ever do. But like, it's the consumers, it's these Xbox dudes, it's these people that you see Sega Forever that they see all this shit and they believe all of this stuff. And it's like, do you not know how to use Google? Do you not know how to look up numbers? Do you not know how to use facts? It's
you're asking too much. You're asking them to work.
Not even only asking them to work. A lot of people see IGN as Google, as the truth, basically, because they probably spent 2 decades going to IGN.com, reading articles and stuff, and think, oh, that's legit. When IGN is full as shit, as much as some random YouTuber with 5,000 subscribers that be making stuff up. IGN literally does stuff like still reviews. So I mean, they're about as legit as shit. I don't even know, man.
You know what? I followed IGN for years because IGN was basically the offshoot of our favorite thing back in the day, the video game magazines, GamePro magazine, Insight magazine, Next Gen magazine. But what happened, Unlimited Production, is these neckbeards and fanboys, they infiltrated. Without any history of gaming like Hebot or Sega Forever or Sega Man, without any respect for the game, they infiltrated, and these guys are fanboys, and you can't have a fanboy writing articles for what's supposed to be a news outlet. You can't have a fanboy writing an article for Forbes. You cannot have that happen when a fanboy writes an article for Forbes and lies in bold print saying Xbox hasn't had a hit game in over 2 years. It's provably a lie, but you allow it to be printed, and people who don't know see this shit and like, oh, Xbox has no games. And then that's why these people, when they finally see Game Pass, they're blown away because the truth will always out, but it's like there's not enough people out there telling the truth.
But you know what I've seen over the last, like, I'll be honest with you guys, and this is why I have a little bit of hope in it, because I see the winds are changing, right? Because like E-Rock, man, your channel's grown, Unlimited, your channel's grown, Sega Man, right? Hebot finally hit his 1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it means. There's people out there looking, look, we might not be as big as these other guys, but these guys are corporate shows. And what ends up happening is a lot of times people might go to them for the basic stuff, but nobody really trusts them. And I would rather have like in your one podcast that I was watching you guys do, man. I mean, I think you guys had like about 20 something people, 15 to 20 something people. But the telling thing was that everybody was engaging in the comment section.
Yeah.
Right. And to me, that's a lot. That tells me a lot more than having a bunch of people, but nobody really engages with you.
Yeah,
right?
Well, listen, when Gotham Knights came out, there's a YouTuber whose channel is bigger than mine. He said on his own video, I love the game, and I officially don't. He said pretty much, I'm never going to trust video game reviews again because he played Gotham Knights and loved it like I did, and it came to the conclusion that, wait a minute, the IGNs, the Kotakus, the GameSpots, they hate this game, but I played it for 30, 40, 50, 60 hours. I'm loving it. What's going on here? And so what happened with the Gotham Knights community is that what we're being told isn't matching our experience. And because of that alone, just that one game, the thousands of Gotham Knights people in the community, we all pretty much came together, Sega Forever, and we're pretty much ride or die with the game in the sense that we play the heck out of it and we love it, and we're telling people, oh, it's a great game, go ahead and try it out, go ahead and buy it if you're interested. And we're combating the negative perception because we all saw that we're pretty much lied to. We're pretty much lied to by the so-called video game journalists, and I use the term journalists in the loosest sense possible. We're pretty much lied to by the video game journalists that this game is terrible, unplayable, repetitive garbage. Then we play it, we love it, and it's like, no, this is a fun game. This is a great game. What's going on here? And so once you lose that trust, once the Gotham Knights fans lost trust in IGN, they're dead to them now. They've been dead to me for years.
It was too obvious. It was too obvious, Unlimited. You and I talked about this. They were going after Gotham Knights in September.
Yeah,
because Gotham Knights was poised up to go against guess who?
Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, not Spider-Man. Try again.
Well, God of War.
Yeah, that's what happened. And so the plan was already in the mix. The pudding was already in the mix. You just had to make the cake. It was already there. There you go. They knew, and just like with Sonic and stuff like that, and stuff like that. They're like, oh man, Kratos is going to be going toe to toe with Sonic. I don't know, man.
There's levels to this shit that I didn't understand for years, and I call myself a writer and a film reviewer. I did not understand in 2016 why these critics were all putting the boots to Batman vs Superman. And then what happened was months later, when they gave an inferior movie a great review, Ghostbusters 2016, I began to see how these reviewers, what they like in their opinions are far more important than fact. It's far more important to try to derail Gotham Knights and say, oh, it's 30 frames per second. It doesn't play good. It's not as good as a 7-year-old game. It's more important to try to derail that because you don't want that catching fire and interfering with the sales of God of War. It's so transparent to see what they do. And with a Plague Tale Requiem, they're just not even talking about that. Which is even more.
That's the other one, E-Rock. Thank you. That's the other one. Where you said that they're barely even talking about Plague Tale Requiem. There you go. They're trying to push everything back.
Look, the only thing, brother, I was trying to say when Unlimited was talking, that you can have exactly the same and never get tired of is Tuck's baby back ribs and chitlins.
Oh man, you can hear that boy's arteries hardening right through the podcast. But man, yo, Sega Forever, I never seen anything like this. I'm at a loss for words. It's why I'm so calm now because this shit actually used to get me mad. It used to get me mad, but then I see what they're doing.
Dude, I remember, man. I followed you for a long time.
I
followed you for the one updates.
They don't want PlayStation to go away, and I get it. I understand it, but this is business. This is life. We
didn't want Sega to go away either, but that was a hard pill to swallow. Shit. Shit.
Come on in. The water's fine.
Yeah, Sega's still around, but it ain't Sega. That's not my Sega. That's that Wun Wan Chu Sega. That's not my Sega.
And here, and I always thought that one of the worst things you could do is tear down something else to prop up something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That tells me that you don't even like what you like, because if you like something, you just like it. You know what I'm saying?
Unlimited. Yeah. The biggest hypocrisy. You just said it and hit the nail in the coffin again. You bastard.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest hypocrisy. We want gaming to do better. We love gaming, but yet they love hating on Xbox and want Xbox to go away so bad.
Oh, it's even worse.
That only applies to Xbox. It don't apply to anybody else, obviously.
No. I disagree because Gotham Knights is a multi-plat and they're trying to tear that game down.
Yeah, but that's because Batman's not the game. That's why.
Yeah, but that's my point. That's my point. On one stage they'll say that well, we need to support gamers. On the next, then they make 30 videos hating every game but a Sony exclusive.
Yes, 100% right.
There's a YouTube channel called Young Ye. He's some Asian dude.
I remember, oh God.
Yeah, I remember his channel because Microsoft gave him an Xbox Series X.
Yeah, my God.
Then like a day later, he started making PlayStation 5 videos. So that's why I remember him. If you go to his channel right now, and I saw it, and sometimes I do this. I don't watch their videos. I just like looking to see the content, right? And every single video is negative except for one.
That's what I call it.
Well, it was like Randall, Thor, Cole Eastwood, Healer, and what's his face, Jazz Gordon. They were all like, we should get a free Xbox, so we rep Xbox, right? But then when PS5 came out, them motherfuckers were celebrating and doing Mardi Gras
about how they
bought
it.
For my PS5. I got one. I can't wait to get it.
Yep. And here's the thing.
Jesus Christ.
But here's the thing. That young gay dude has like 2 million subscribers. You go to his channel right now.
Does.
Every single video is negative except for one. You know what that one positive video is? Oh, God of War is brilliant. Every single video is negative. Every single one except for God of War.
And I could never get to these guys and ask them, what the fuck is so brilliant about this? Oh, the bridge is blocked. Maybe if you like that brazier. Thanks, boy. What the fuck is so brilliant about that? That's brilliant?
Boy, bring me down that ladder.
He doesn't even sound like Kratos no more. Is that
No.
And the kid Atreus,
Grandpa War.
he's so tired and uninspired. I saw one video because I like to watch the videos and see what all the hype is about. So I'm educated and informed. So I go on this podcast. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the boy Atreus is, I guess he likes this little black girl. So he's like, here's a gift for you. Nah, I'm good. Oh,
We talk about the dude that used to. You talk about the dude that used to have sex in the game and shit. I mean, that shit was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, look,
He was throwing down.
Look. This is what I'm talking about, E-Rock. This Young Age channel. Ubisoft troubled about Prince of Persia remake. Meta lays off. All this shit is negative except for one.
Wow.
God of War is a masterpiece.
wow.
Masterpiece.
Wow.
Every single
Hey,
video.
listen, isn't that the same headline like 100 other people had?
Wow.
God of War, masterpiece.
Yeah, millions of subscribers, and what he puts out there into the gaming world is not positive, not good stuff, not how this game is good, not how this company's doing good, nothing but negative. Oh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Physical Disc is a scam. Oh, Kojima abandoned game. A Callisto Project is so violent. God of War is a masterpiece, though. That's the
Masterpiece.
Is that
God of War ripping motherfuckers in half and it's not violent. Oh
is
my
that-
god.
Yeah, is that what we devolve
Jesus
to?
Christ.
Is this is what I don't want gaming to devolve to? That only one game matters, and that one game that matters, that the only game that you're supposed to support so happens to be a Sony game. No, I refuse. E-Rock, Sega Forever, Fireboss, Sega Man, and Keybot. I refuse to live in a world where I will ever capitulate to this idea that gaming is so terrible. Gaming is so bad.
Listen,
you see how
that's why it's
terrible
fun.
gaming is? You see how gaming sucks? You see how bad Ubisoft doing? You see how bad Gotham Knights did? Oh, Battlefield 2044 is so bad. God of War's a masterpiece, though. Oh, but let me tell you how this game sucks. How? You cannot convince me he likes video games. You'll never convince me. Why? Because if 99% of your videos are negative and you only like one thing, that tells me you don't even like video games. You might. I'm not even sure you like God of War. He might just be saying that because everybody else likes it. Who knows? But the point is, there is no reason a guy with 2 million subscribers should just his only content ever is how bad gaming is.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable.
100%.
And no one out here has any balls to tell the truth, because if he was truthful with himself, if you guys were these truthful gamers, you would do shit like I made a video about a year and a half ago saying, hey, Xbox guys, Ghost of Tsushima actually does look good. That's about it, but it does look good. Let's give it his props. Where's the video of PlayStation guys saying, man, a PlayStation Requiem really looks good. God of War should be.
You'll never see that.
You'll never see
video
that.
to the one
Do not
that say,
see it.
hey, Gears 5 actually looks good.
Oh hell
You
yeah!
don't see that. That's been one of my rants, dude. That's been one of my rants for the longest time. Why is it that we Xbox guys are okay to say, hey, these PlayStation games look good. Hey, I actually tried this. This is pretty nice. But on that side of the camp, yeah, try this shit. This shit's dog shit. No, don't waste your money.
Thank you, Fireball.
I'm getting
Thank
tired of that mess, man. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of that shit.
Yeah,
And
hey,
you have a right to be tired of it. You have a right to be tired of it because you see this shit and you just want some transparency. And it's why, again, Sega Forever said G4 isn't around anymore, because they weren't transparent and they weren't doing their job. They wanted to push political agendas instead of talking about gaming. And I don't know how Young Yi has as many subscribers as he has, being so fucking negative. If you hate gaming, you should get out of it. But
exactly.
he's making so much money with his clicks and views. It's disingenuous. And Paris Lily and Young Lee, you owe it to your audience to be truthful with them. And you come to me and Hebot. You guys come to me and Hebot and dissect our videos. And like, oh, this guy's mad. He's talking about nobody ever noticed 30 FPS before. We didn't. 60 FPS is good for a racing game. For a sporting game, you need 60 FPS for a Sonic or racing game. But for a Plague Tale Requiem, which moves slow as a snail anyway, no. 60 FPS is not needed for a game like that. If you tell the truth, you are hated, you're a fraud, you're an X-bot. That's what our community is. That's what our community has evolved to. But as long as we stay out here telling the truth to even the small handful of people that follow all of us, I think that's a good thing, man.
Yes, yeah. We're listen, for anybody who's gonna watch this in the future or right now, whatever. I'm telling you right now, gaming is great. Not only is gaming great, gaming is in a great state. I wish gaming was like this when I was a kid. Are you kidding me? This is brilliant. So never listen to people like Young Ye and IGN and all these.
Listen,
other
Game
sites.
Pass would have never let me graduate any grade in class. I'd have still been. I would have probably been stuck in first grade for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's endless content at your fingertips.
Endless content at your fingertips, and things that we would never expect to see. I'm a little bit upset that for Mortal Kombat's 30th anniversary there was nothing, but Atari for their 50th anniversary has gone all out, balls to the wall with the Atari collection. Over 100 games across every platform. Usually, guys, these collections are a waste of money. This one isn't. Atari is the most important company that has ever existed in the history of gaming, and they're putting out a collection, and no one, Sega Forever, is talking about it.
Nope. Yep. Yeah, truth, man. Truth.
Oh, why celebrate gaming where you could tear everything but God of War down?
Right? You're right.
Dude.
Unlimited, you forgot that God of War makes you a better father, right?
Dude, I'm looking forward to that game of the year. I want to see the what's that, God of War, and what's the other one?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. I want to see that so bad because that's gonna be like ponies versus normies. Because a lot of normies play Elden Ring.
No. Let me correct you there. Like 75% of them never beat the first boss, so they turned on Elden Ring.
Yeah,
they turned it on. They got to that first boss and like, oh, screw this, and went to something else. I know this because there's literally Google. Just Google. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is Google. Most gamers didn't beat the first boss of Elden Ring, and it tells you like 75% of them didn't. So,
Unlimited. Do I got to tell you again? How they're gonna Google it? There's no web browser on PS5.
Hey, they got Obama phones. They could find.
That's why they took it out, because they want them ponies to stay dumb.
They could go to their local library that has internet.
Unlimited. You know who they have though for Elden Ring? They have influencers, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of these influencers that are playing it, and they have fans, right? And these fans are like,
oh no, it's Alex.
Rabid.
Yes. Oh no, it's Alex. The guy that's obsessed with me. He claims that Elden Ring is better than sliced bread, and I don't see it. I see a game that would have been dated on Xbox 360. Sorry.
Yep.
So that's what I'm looking for, that because somebody will say something, right, and then their legions of fans will just. It'll be beautiful. I can't wait.
That's not Elden Ring versus God of War. That's going to be the greatest main event you'll ever see. That's hypocrisy versus hypocrisy. Only the most hypocritical will win that fight. And sitting on the sidelines will be actually good shit like Gotham Knights, A Plague Tale Requiem. Scorn deserves some kind of recognition because it's an artistic achievement. No, those games won't even get fucking mentioned.
Yeah, and see, and that's my issue. That's my issue right there. You see, I don't care that God of War is loved. I don't care that people like Elden Ring. What I do care about is that I might not get Gotham Knights 2 because some random asshole at IGN played it for 5 minutes. Was like, oh, this is repetitive garbage. This isn't like Spider-Man. And
it has too much. It has too much combat. Literally, that's what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. It has too much combat, right? And now a game that I and millions of others have enjoyed is going to be. We're only going to get one game in that series, possibly because of those morons. No, see, stuff like that is where I draw my line in the sand. Sega Forever. Don't lie. Listen, two things you don't do. Don't lie to my face. Don't lie to my face, and don't kill games. And don't kill games I like just because for some stupid agenda. I don't understand. Back in the day, you used to be able to just enjoy a game on its own merits.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for some reason, you're not supposed to like a game unless it got at minimum an 80 Metacritic. If it doesn't have review scores, if it doesn't sell, and if it's not exclusive,
and have to days of our live cutscenes.
Yeah, and if
that sounds like how I feel about JRPGs. That's what pulled me into gaming. That's what kept me in the game. That's what brought me to Xbox.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what brought me from Nintendo to Xbox was JRPGs. But yet I'm not supposed to enjoy them. Oh,
The
you're on
headline,
Xbox, but you're not supposed to have them.
the headline
unless
for
they-
IGN's review for God of War was, although God of War's first 3.5 hours serves more as a tutorial, once you get through that first 3 hours, the game really kicks in full gear.
God damn, a
and
3-hour
it got it,
tutorial.
and it got like
I swear
11
to
out
you.
of 10, huh?
Swear to you, that's what it says.
Yeah,
It got 16 hours of cutscenes.
holy,
16. Somebody put up all the cutscenes. It's 16 hours. I kid you not.
yeah. At that point, it's not even a video game.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's not even a video game. 16 hours.
Those
Holy
are the days of our lives.
It's unbelievable the state of game, and I digress, man. But I'm glad that we could come here and speak the truth, because sometimes the truth is needed, because there's too much lies out there, and
Way too many.
I feel you guys, man. The community makes you sick because they're so weak. They should be conditioned now to, oh, these fools are going to go crazy for about 2 weeks about a game, like it did Horizon Forbidden West and Gran Turismo 7. And what happened to those games? They're not even talked about anymore. It's just crazy.
Elden Ring came out and killed both of them. The games. That's wild.
They went from liking Elden Ring to hating it in the span of a week. So that's why the Video Game Awards, I won't watch them. I haven't watched them in years because I don't like Geoff Keighley's smug face. I don't like the bullshit panel. I'm still shocked that they actually let an actual
awards, man.
But I'm shocked that I'm shocked, Sega Man, that they actually let a good game win last year. What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
So this year is going to be very interesting. Are they going to let an actual good game win, or are they going to push their narratives? But it is what it is, man. Gaming is in a great state.
That's gonna be bigger than a UFC fight, dude. I might actually watch it if they both nominated. I might watch that because I haven't watched the Game Awards in I don't know how long. Because you don't have to, dude. You don't have to. If you really want to know what's going on, you can just wait till everybody clips everything.
Hypocrisy versus hypocrisy.
If your purchase of a game depends on a Metacritic score or a Video Game Award, then I cannot help you. You're going to miss out on a Plague Tale. You're going to miss out on Lost in Random. You're going to miss out on Paper Cut Mansion. You're going to miss out on Pentiment. You're going to miss out on the Gunk, which was a gorgeous little game. Yeah. I love that game. You're going to miss out on a lot of shit because your gaming is predicated by the mob. And we've seen now that the mob are idiots. The mob are people like fucking Broken Games HD. I can't play Psychonauts because of the art style. Like, what?
Yeah, my only complaint with Gunk, and that's only and mind you, this is only because of creative difference. Because being the indie dev concept guy myself, is that the Gunk to me had the potential to basically more or less snatch Samus Aran's fucking lunch from her. They could have made that into a Metroidvania.
No! Thank God they didn't. I'm sick of them fucking games. There are way too many of those in the indie space, man.
No, dude. It's like those type of games can fuel engagement and everything like that. But
yeah, but in the indie space, there are like a million of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But see, that's why. But see, the thing is, that's also one thing I agree with you on is you get the ones that are like that, and they seem to they pull off the same thing, the same pixelated graphics that are really not that good, and they try to be these roguelikes. That's what kills me with those games. That's why I don't touch them. Is because they try to be, in other words, to be popular, I need to be hard as balls. I need to make it where you can barely pass, the first 2 hours of the game unless you learn these dodge mechanics. And that type of stuff just starts, for me at least, it starts killing it for me. But hey, these other people enjoy it and like it, then, good for them. But to me, it's like a Metroidvania is something like Symphony of the Night or Super Metroid. That's what I'm talking about when I was commenting on what I was saying about Gunk, is that this could have been like a new Super Metroid or something like that, but this time in third person.
Smitty Smith, you wild, man. Smitty Smith said, imagine being at a party and someone says, don't worry, the party will pick up in about 3 hours.
Nah.
Well, the thing is, Smitty, I actually heard that before. I've been subject to that, so I can't. It's really not funny because
oh my God.
You know the sad thing about Gunk? As I was playing it, right, and then I'm sitting there going like, dude, if PlayStation guys are really PlayStation guys, and if they really play games, they would have Game Pass and they would be playing Gunk, because Gunk is a throwback to those old type of platformers.
If they're Sega Forever, if they were really playing these games they talk about, then Sweet Jimmy wouldn't be up there talking about, sorry guys, sorry mate, y'all not enough. We're gonna have to put these. Sorry, Gov, y'all not enough. We're gonna have to put these on the computer.
And listen,
The only time that Sony guys speak about indie games being anywhere near decent is when they don't have none of their AAAs getting good scores, because they were talking the hell out of Sifu and Stray. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But they were gone from the indie scene since with the launch. They were talking so much trash about Xbox not having indies, and Xbox went ahead and actually created ID at Xbox, and that shut. They
created the indie space market.
They've hated indies ever since that moment. They
had indies ever since the 360. Since y'all remember Xbox Arcade, don't you? Yep. They had it, but Matrick his camp just destroyed it. They destroyed it, just dropped it, let it go, and then soured the indie pool, and so the indies went flocking over to Sony.
Sony abandoned. No. We got to add context to that, because Sony abandoned them indies.
Real fast.
Listen, man,
real fast.
They abandoned them indies like a deadbeat father, man. They were gone. They were gone. The moment they got Bloodborne in 2015, they were gone. They were done with indies. They're like, I ain't touching you no more.
The biggest problem with the indie space,
they got what they needed from them. Once they got what they needed, they were done.
Dude, Resogun, they talked about Resogun for like 2 years. Resogun, let me tell you.
Oh man!
And because during that time they had nothing else to talk about, Hebot.
It was like Journey. When on PS3, they talked about Journey for like 3 years on PS3.
And Flower, Hebot.
And Flower.
Oh man, Flower.
Oh my God! You see, you rock, you're nothing but an Xbox. You don't know the emotional experience of being a leaf and flying around in the wind. Like, what?
Hebot, y'all forget during the time those games came out, what the fuck else did they have to talk about? Knack?
That's what I said. They only talk about indies when they have nothing else of their first party to talk about. Because the whole thing with the indies was, when they transitioned to the Xbox One generation, was in the 360 era, you could not bring out any game unless you had a publisher. That was done to make sure there was no shovelware. When they started the Xbox One generation, it was all self-published. So what happens with self-published is, the only thing you can do is give Xbox an incentive. Like, if you make a game on the Xbox, you got to give them some type of exclusivity, like add a character that's from Xbox, like a Gears character, a Halo character. But that's why we saw a lot more shovelware since then. Games that really didn't have the quality, but they were priced not accordingly either. Because of that, that's why it became a fine line. And with Sony, they didn't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, throw everything on there. You don't remember that game E-Rock made fun of called Leopard or Tiger or some shit?
Something of the Black Tiger.
Life of a Black Tiger.
I remember E-Rock did that video. I was like, damn, that shit. He went in hard. That shit was funny as hell. Black Leopard on PlayStation 5. I'm 4. That shit was trash.
I remember that Godzilla game.
What about Wonder Bread? Remember that Wonder Bread game? How to be a Wonder Bread or some shit? How to be a toast?
Oh,
I forgot the name of that game. I Am Bread. That shit was a banger.
100 went in on that game, dude. That was fun.
What are you going to do?
I am a toaster strudel. Bro, it's like you said, boss. Like, they didn't talk about anything. Even in the PS3 era, it was the same, kind of circulation. Because remember, Last of Us came out right at the end of the generation. That was that E3 when they announced the new consoles. That very same month or day, I think it was. They ain't have shit until that game got the accolades. That's all they talked about was Flower. I forgot about that shit. Flower. Jesus Christ. They want to make fun. They want to make fun saying that Gunk is. They want to make fun now with games like Gunk was trash, right? Or the games like Pentiment are trash, or games like Scorn is trash, or Medium. But they had motherfucking Flower, and them motherfuckers were talking about that shit like it was the second coming. You fucking hypocrites. That's just crazy.
And Sony resold that shit like 30 times on the PS4 and PS3.
You see, you had to go there, Unlimited. You see, it's terrible. You had to go there.
No, dude, they sold Flower, then they released it bundled with some other.
Absolutely, games. I know. I'm being funny because you speaking facts.
Yeah, man. Then they did the special. Then they did the special edition. Then they did the PS4. Then they did the PS4 version with 60
frames console edition.
Yeah. Then they did the PS4 with 60 frames per second edition.
Oh my gosh.
They were pimping the hell out of that stupid game.
Oh my god. Their remasters are great. Just a little bit more, like Sega Mandy said.
You know what's awesome now, dude, is when you look at Game Pass, dude, like Microsoft basically has every genre of ID and Xbox covered, man. I mean, they have everything on there. So I mean, that totally diffuses the argument. They can never come back to that ever again.
You know what's really awesome, brother Sega Forever?
What's up, my brother?
That we is hitting it hard on a 3-hour podcast and didn't even realize that's been 3 hours.
Oh, has it been that long?
man. It's like 6:45 over here, man. I'm gonna have to leave y'all soon, man, because it's only a matter of time for motherfuckers start asking for breakfast and niggas start knocking on the door like, "Yo, man, wake up, man." I got to get moving, y'all.
You know what? I'll say this, man. We'll wrap it up right now. What I'll do is next time we do this, like I'll do it bi-weekly. If you guys can attend, I understand, man.
Man. We gonna always be here for you, brother.
It's like E-Rock said, we gotta support each other because if we don't, no one else is.
Well, so what I'll do is I'll shoot it out real early. Like I'll just put on that bi-weekly Friday, and so then we can do it like at a more decent hour. Because when I get off of work, I could just head home and then fire it up, and then we'll keep it rolling. But
do it when it's best for you, man. Don't make no special accommodations, man. Because you at a different time zone, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like Microsoft. Don't make no concessions for us.
Well, Phil. No, I'm just joking. I won't go there. But yeah, just really quickly, just go around the horn real quick, man. What actually are you guys playing though? Just real fast.
I've been flying back and forth between various things, man. Let's see. I was playing a little bit of Scorn. Let's see. I've been playing. What's that game? Ni no Kuni, the first one. Which is the remastered version.
Ni no Kuni.
So every Xbox needs to download that. Even if you don't like Japanese RPGs, just to shove it in their face.
E-Rock jokes, man, but as a big fan of animation, that animation style, the Studio Ghibli animation
it looks beautiful.
That stuff is gorgeous. I can't front, man. The game play isn't for me personally, E-Rock. But that art style, my goodness,
we just gotta play it. We just gotta play it like we're playing, imagining. We just gotta play like we're imagining ourselves playing a PlayStation 4 game.
Yeah.
We just play it for the cutscenes. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So some months ago, I watched Princess Nanoko for the first time.
Oh, great movie!
Yeah, that movie blew me away. And since then, I've been watching more and more.
You talking about Princess Mononoke?
Yes, Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke. Listen, man, that movie. After watching it, instantly went into like my Hall of Fame of unlimited favorite movies.
Go watch Steam. What is Steam Boy?
Disney acquired that studio.
Yeah. So I've been watching more. So I've been watching more and more of those movies, and so the art style for Ni no Kuni, yeah, I'm all in on that. Even if the gameplay ain't for me, I give him props just for that art style alone, man.
No, that's
no. But you ain't lying. It does look gorgeous.
Hey, Unlimited, go watch My Hero Academia. I think you'll like that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'll put that on my list to try.
Yeah, that's a good series.
So I'm playing. I'm playing Solstice. I'm playing The Legend of Tayadine. Huh?
Nice.
I'm playing The Legend of Tayadine.
This is gonna be a minute. We're gonna be here till tomorrow night.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to play Somerville, Gungrave, Evil West. God damn, you're right. Callisto Protocol, Scorn. Yeah, I'm basically playing a little bit of everything. Fucking Game Pass. Fuck you, bastard. Give me too much games. Bastard.
Go ahead.
Flex Tales.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Huh?
Now I was saying, you're welcome, Hebot.
You're welcome. Yeah, you bastards. You fucking bastards. I'm playing Moonshine in space.
He playing Pips versus he playing that dated East Classic Pips versus robots. This nigga playing
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The brand new beat 'em up Tucci. Playing that.
You got executives at Xbox listening to our podcast. They're like, give them more games. More, sir? More.
No, they don't listen to us. They listening to Yang Z and fucking Jazz Gordon. They don't listen to us.
Paris Lily. Yeah, they're listening to Paris Lily.
Oh, we hate Xbox. Xbox ain't doing enough. That's what they listen to. Fucking dickheads. Y'all dickheads over there. I love y'all, but y'all also dickheads at the same time.
Yeah. I want to play Spider-Man 2 before Hellblade 2. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. You know what? It's probably for the best. It's probably for the best they listen to them. Because the thing is, like I told one donkey, is that okay? Keep on. I said keep talking, keep saying that Xbox got no game shit. Y'all keep forgetting Phil and his team are pretty active on social media. Mm-hmm. Oh, we don't have games? Oh, gee. Well, maybe if we buy Bethesda, we'll have games. Hey guys, look, we got games. We bought Bethesda. No, you weren't supposed to do that.
You know what? You're right, Fireboss. But also, what I'm mad about with Aaron Greenberg, and I'm gonna let Hebot finish, is you're not going to learn what your gamers want by listening to those fucking influencers and them frauds. You're going to learn what your gamers want by listening to guys like Microboxer X and the Welsh Gamer. Welsh Gamer has said 4 years ago in the Dragon X podcast, E-Rock, I really wish we could play classic Xbox games, original Xbox games. And God damn it, a year later, Phil and them said OG Xbox games are coming to Xbox. Like, how the hell did that happen? So it's those core group of guys, and they're from Great Britain. They asked and they received. You're not going to learn anything listening to Yang Ye except how much gaming sucks and how much you suck.
Well, truth. 100%, man.
But I'm going to knock it out real quick. So right now, man, I'm playing a Plague Tale Requiem. I'm about to get on something called Paper Cut Mansion because I love the indies. I'm about to get on this very unique game called Saturnalia because I play the indies. I think the indies are the only ones that are really trying some original shit. I'm still trying to get Gotham Knights, man. I'm trying to see if Hebot can make that happen, man, because I'm struggling over here. I tried to get Tuck to get it for me.
Oh, that's what you said. All right, I got you.
Gravy. What else? I am looking forward to Pentiment. Not everybody's going to like Pentiment. It's a 2D game set in a medieval world, but anything with medieval, the knights and shit, I love that shit. And that's what I'm playing right now, man. I love the indies. I think the indies are incredible, and more people should play them.
You're playing Run Away from Alex because he's trying to stick it up your ass too. I saw that game. That shit fire. I saw that game. That shit fire.
That's a game where if you get the high score, you lose.
He's trying to run away too. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, we got stalkers out here in the Xbox Suite. Did you know that? Hebot and Sega Man had this really messy looking white dude just all up in their business, making videos about us and shit, having a summer party and all kinds of dumb shit.
Yeah. This nigga was doing 3-hour podcast talking about me. What's his name again? Fucking Oh So Real. That's his name. Oh So Real.
I remember you got to do that podcast on him. Oh, Hebot dropped.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I just went ahead and looked at my quick resume list and got the Knights, of course.
Oh, smart man.
Plague Tale Requiem, Solstice, Saints Row, still trying to beat that. No More Heroes 3. That's a dope game, by the way. Lost in Random and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because I'm always jumping back into Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is one of them comfort games for me, man. Where for some reason, I don't know about y'all, but every once in a while, I just be in that mood, like, well, gotta start up Assassin's Creed, and then here I am. Yeah, here I am back in ancient Greece, a game that I put like 5 days into already. So yeah, that's what I'm playing.
Their games never get old. They're one of the best publishers out there, and they get the most hate.
Yeah.
Nope, true. Yep. All right, Sega Man, do you want to roll? Or are you done? Unlimited?
Yeah, I'm done.
He's asleep, man. Can't you hear him? He done put his feet up, man. He done put his corn. He done put his bunion medicine on his feet. That nigga sleep, man.
You can hear it. Clear as day. He's been asleep.
Hey man, much love to you, man. Hey, Sega Man did it, but
we did a lullaby for him. I was talking to him. We did the lullaby. That's all right. Yeah. So I'm playing No More Heroes. I'm playing Psychonauts 2. Nice. I'm playing Evil Within 2. Yeah, I'm playing everything. My list's still going. It's just a joke. It's a running joke.
How do you have time to play all these games when you got to take your kids to college, to their dance recital? Your one kid got to go to a gang war. How you have time to play all these games?
That's the point. That's the point. I'm stuck in the middle of all of them. I can never finish them. That's the whole point. I play them and a little bit move. Oh yeah, I'm playing Gotham Knights. Yeah. I was supposed to play that co-op with my boy Unlimited, but he went hard. He turned into Nightwing and was a rap.
Yeah. I can still do co-op. I just need to do I just need to do my first playthrough first, man. I need to run through that game.
You went hard. There was no playing with him. He was saving the night every night.
Oh man, you don't know how hard I went in that game. I love that game. What you been playing, Sega Forever?
Well, yeah. So, yeah, again, man. Hat tip to E-Rock, man. I'm playing Requiem, Plague's Tale of Innocence. I'm playing that game. I'm also playing Tiang Ding. That's a very good game.
Wow.
I love the comic book style. Gunfire Heroes or Gunfire Reborn. That game is awesome, man. The skill tree in that is solid. E-Rock, you'll like Signalis. I've been playing that as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Signalis is an awesome game. I downloaded Monkey Island. I don't know if I'll get a time to do that or Cool Song.
Yeah, I forgot that's out too. Damn, Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. I'm drowning, dude.
They got that. What about that other game, Ghost? What is it, Ghost? I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, Ghost Song. I downloaded it tonight.
Ghost Song. That shit. That looks fucking dope too.
Yo,
that's another one.
Tripping.
Yeah. So, Game Pass is such a fucking rip off the Warfare Pass for real.
Dude, I'm playing Persona. I'm playing Persona 5. I'm getting into it.
Goddamn you, Game Pass. Goddamn you.
Yeah. Persona 5. I can see why a lot of people like it. If you like anime and stuff like that, it's the stylization.
Oh yeah, the art is nice.
The art is nice, and it does have a pretty good.
Yeah, until you fight that Dookie monster, then it's not so nice anymore.
Yeah, dude, that's hey, look, dude, in the anime world, we call that fan service, right? You
got fucking Penis Man following you through the whole game. Penis Man.
Hey, some of the anime I started watching anime again because my kids started getting into it, and I'm sitting there looking at them like, dude, I'm not letting you guys watch anything bad. Meanwhile, I'm watching Food Wars, and my daughter walks by me, just gives me the stare.
He about warned us about Persona 5 2 years ago on the first episode of Exile podcast. Yeah, and everybody like, what? A Dookie monster and some guy.
Penis man walking around following you the whole game.
But somebody was in our chat like, really? They got hype for that shit.
Somebody got hype. Somebody was hype. They're like, really?
Also, I'm playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the first one.
Oh, damn. I got to play that too. Fuck.
Well, I bought it when it was on sale, dude. I can't wait till Microsoft buys it because I don't want to buy another one. I just want it to be in Game Pass, right? Because sometimes, the connectivity isn't good for me. So I don't want to pay full price for it. And then the last one I'll leave everybody with is if any Disney fans listen to this, go play Dreamlight Valley. Go download that.
What do you do in that game?
It's basically like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can give your girl character the fattest ass. It's no limits.
Well, the only reason I mentioned this because I'm like an old school Disney fan, and this is the first game I played from Disney where they're not trying to sell you something, right? They're not trying to push stuff on you, right? They're basically the characters are Disney characters. So when you're playing it, you feel like you got that old school Disney, the stuff that we kind of grew up with. You know, it's kind of funny, man, because I looked at it, I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to play that game, but since I'm a Disney fan, I tried it out, and it's in Game Pass, right? And so I'm pretty sure they'll probably screw it up later on when they start doing like charging you, right? They start doing the pay for play thing. But for what it is right now, if you're a Disney fan, man, I highly recommend you download it and then enjoy it because it is like that Disney will come to life. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much some of the games I'm playing right now. It's crazy.
Wow.
You know, the next time that Sega man makes fun of Tuck falling asleep, we got him on record. We got him on deck.
I know. I know. He just felt
He is, all he needs is a blanket. He's smacking that shit up hard.
We ain't
Hey
got
man,
that.
much love to you, Sega man, dude. Thank you for coming.
For real, he's sleeping for all of us right now. He's the only smart motherfucker that fell asleep. Wait, talking. He's a smart
all
one.
the way in Pittsburgh, man. I represent Steelers, so hey, much love.
Oh, that's right. You're a Steelers fan. I forgot.
Nah, I'm a huge Steelers fan. Like Tuck is a Steelers
Smart.
fan too.
Look at that.
Tuck a Steelers fan?
Yeah, I believe
Oh,
so.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, at least he ain't a Cowboys fan, so I can still respect him.
Yeah, I don't like Cowboys fans. Oh my god, they're the worst.
Hey, be glad you don't live in Texas dealing with Cowboys.
Oh Jesus, I could only imagine.
Yeah,
You like the Texans, right?
Yeah, I'm a Texans fan. I hate
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Shit.
At least you
I
guys
could
know your
imagine.
team, man. I was in San Francisco, and half the people didn't even know their own team. And I was stationed
Wow.
in San Francisco, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah. I'm a Niner fan, but them motherfuckers don't know how to be consistent. They fucking suck.
Yeah. Same thing with Steeler fans now. Steeler fans used to be hardcore, but now a lot of them like.
Yeah,
Like, I live in Hawaii, man.
my mom's a Steelers fan. She loves them too.
Well, like in Hawaii, like a lot of people are fans of the Steelers because like some local, you know, like maybe a local boy went and played for them. You know, like when they had Polomalu
Yeah.
or Mafala, guys like that, right? So now everybody rocks like Steelers stuff here, but I can't talk to them about Steelers, man, because they don't know like Jack Lambert. They don't know the Steelers. You know, they don't know none of that stuff. But anyway, yeah, sorry. So just really quickly, guys, man, I just want to appreciate you guys coming out, man. We'll wrap it up because I know it's late. But I do appreciate you guys coming out, man. What I'll do, like I said, dude, we'll make it this podcast. I know everybody kind of joined a little bit late, but this podcast, I want it to be more than just about gaming, right? Because I know a lot of you guys do a lot of different things. I watch all your videos. E-Rock Man does a lot of the stuff on the pop culture scene. I follow him on Instagram. So if you guys want to cut up movies and stuff like that, like Unlimited, I know you had something to do, but
yeah,
I want you to kind of touch base on Black Adam, man, because you watched it, dude. And there's a lot of people in the group that do stuff, you know, like he bought does the collectibles. That's I don't like watching his videos, right? Because I don't have money, so I can't be buying stuff. And then Fireboss, man, it's always great to get your perspective, man. Me and Fireboss talked a long time about the indie scene before we started the podcast. So that's what the podcast is going to be, and what I'm going to do, because I do want you guys' perspective, though. I will make it a point to make it a little bit earlier. And again, man, it's going to be open forum. Just on every other Friday night, dude. What I'll do, I'll just link everybody, just that way. So you know, if you guys, it'll be in the boxes, Instagram for Sega Man and E-Rock and everybody else I got on Twitter. So just check your messages, man, and just jump in when you guys can.
For sure.
All right, so just really quickly, shout yourselves out, man, and we'll call it a night.
Yeah, it's your boy Unlimited Production. You can find me whenever the truth is needed on my own show where I do the Unlimited Truth. And everybody enjoy your weekend.
All right, man. All right.
Well, boy, everybody, you know, it's your boy Sega Man. You can always find me on my channel, Sega Man 101, on the Alpha on Saturdays. And then with my brother, Don King of Xbox, E-Rock X, you know, on the Exile podcast. We got coming up the Thanksgiving podcast, man. It's going to be a great show. You know what I mean? It's good to rock out with our brother, Sega Forever, man.
Yeah,
really
thanks,
good,
Sega,
really
man.
good to rock out with you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you coming, bro. And let me, Sega, man, let me know, dude. If you need me, I'll make time too. If you need me to come on your podcast, just let me know, dude. I'll make time. I definitely
Yeah, man, it'd
appreciate
be
it.
great to have you on the Exile or Alpha, brother. Yeah, man, or on the
On the Alpha's Bees podcast.
And our Thanksgiving show, but we'll have it at 6 o'clock at night, but it'll probably be fucking 4 o'clock in the morning over there where you at. Hey,
Yeah.
I just want to say, man, this E-Rock X is always a pleasure to come here, man, and support Sega forever. He's been a constant in this community for years, probably since I started on YouTube, man. He's been a constant in this community for years, always positive, always got good things to say, and repping the Xbox brand. And it's great to come up and support you, brother, in any way possible. And I will always try to make it. And Sega man, we never gonna let you let us down until you fell asleep. So have a good weekend, everybody.
All right, brother. Thanks, brother. Go ahead, Fireboss.
Yeah, this is Fireboss. You can find me lurking in the bushes, waiting to jump on some mules.
Lurking in the bushes, just like Michael Myers,
coming out like a Minecraft creeper. Causing all sorts of anxiety. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter under the same handle, Fireboss. My page should be safe now, so people can go because I'm trying to get back into my indie game development stuff. So that's the reason why I cleared out a lot of my my naughty no-nos and moved them under a different account.
Leveled them.
All right, brother. But I appreciate you coming on, Fireboss, dude. Always respect you.
I appreciate you inviting me, man.
Yeah, dude. T-Bot.
Yes.
World's most powerful gamer, man. What's up?
The world's most powerful moonshiner at this point. Yeah, you guys can find me basically wherever you see any one of these guys doing something. That's where you'll find me, because I'm all over the place. Too many to just keep on mentioning. And yeah, it's always a pleasure, brother, to help you out and the Wrecking Crew. Hopefully we'll be able to do it a little bit earlier. I'm pretty sure, you started late because, you were doing stuff, but so we can have better conversation, not fall asleep like our brother Sega Man, because he was really, really enjoying himself tonight and catching up on his Z's. Something that we should all been doing. Pretty smart. Yeah, it's been fun, man. So hopefully, we'll have a good Thanksgiving show. You can join us too when we do it on the Exile coming up soon.
You too, Fire. You hard to reach though.
You too, Fire Boss. Yeah.
I keep trying to tell y'all. Why do y'all not listen to me? I am on Twitter. I can't get an Insta no more. Insta has me locked out. I'm done. No, the reason I explained. I was talking to Sega Forever about that. Is that my two of my accounts are locked out because they're when I set them up, I use cell phone numbers that I don't have anymore, and I do not remember these numbers. And one of them is tied to an email address that doesn't even exist anymore because the server is gone. So I can't even get recovery emails.
Twitter. Who gave you the pony dust, Fireboss? Who did it? I
don't know.
Your mind wasn't in the right place. They drugged you. That's what happened. They didn't want you on. That's why it set you up.
But
you gotta think they set you up.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, just even if you don't want to even if you don't want to F with Twitter.
So when E-Rock gives us a link, I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Yeah,
because I have you on DM.
Either me or Sega Forever, and I think Unlimited is watching me on Twitter as well. I think we're following each other.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Okay. All right, guys. Of course, Sega Forever, Xbox All In channel. Thanks to the guys for being here tonight. Like I said, we're gonna hit this off every bi-weekly. We'll do it bi-weekly. So it won't be next week Friday. It'll be the Friday after, so we can all take a break. I know I need it. Dude, Game Pass is incredible. If you guys don't have Game Pass, please get it. You guys won't regret it. If you guys love games, it's a must-have, especially if you're on Xbox. But anyway, Xbox All In channel, man. This is the Wrecking Crew. and that's what it is. Exactly what it means. Yeah, yes, it's from Marvel. It's the only thing I claim from Marvel anymore. Old school comic book style, right? It is from Marvel. So, and the reason why I chose this name is because everybody in here, man, they speak the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. They speak truth to power. They're 100%. The only person we're missing is Mr. 100, and we're trying to get him on here as well. And I've been following these guys for the longest time, and these guys, they'll tell you what you not what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear, and that's what this community needs right now. Because right now, Xbox is about to take off, and you need people to tell you the truth, and that's what this podcast is going to be all about. All right, so Xbox Channel, we out.
Peace. Have a good night.
Later, y'all.